Welcome, newcomers and true believers alike. This is the Countdown to Doomsday, an MCU watch-along podcast packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, and more supervillains than you can shake a meteor at. I'm your host, Jake, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, holder of all six podcasting Infinity Stones, Sammy.
Feels like it. The amount that I do.
Yeah, you almost have six podcasts, I'm assuming.
Just three. Only three.
If you add the guests, if you collect the guest spots at your podcast club.
I will have them stones.
How are you doing, Sammy? It's been a
Um,
little while since we did this.
yeah. And especially I was like, oh, it had to be this episode we
We
had to
left
like
it.
wait on. Like
It's like
it
we
couldn't
did
have
our
been
own
Spider-Man
cliffhanger.
or anything.
Yeah, you would want to skip that, like.
I was like, yeah, it's fine, didn't happen. Shh. Just shush. It's okay. No, I'm really excited to do this one.
Yeah,
It's weird. It only feels like 2 minutes ago that we started all this, so to be here feels
yeah,
incredibly weird.
yeah. We're like simultaneously at the high point and also heading towards the end point, like a big ending of a saga. Like the ending of the first saga, I guess, is technically what it is. But yes, we've reached Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Did this used to have a part one in the original sort of lineup? You know,
I
like
want
in
to
the
say yes,
and then they kind of like
because
switched the titles around. But if we're
yeah.
making that up, sorry.
No, we're not. So it was originally called Infinity War Part 1, and then you're
Right.
gonna have Infinity War Part 2.
Which I would have been fine with.
And they changed it.
Yeah.
And they dropped the Part 1 and went with End Game.
I'm glad at least we knew going in it was 100% a part one. Like I
Mm-hmm.
knew. Like as soon as they announced it, I was like, it's gonna end with a snap because that's almost like they take a break in the comic at that point and regroup,
Mm,
and I was like, that'll be perfect.
yeah. Well, I'll do the disclaimer
Mhm.
and then we can get on to this because I think it's going to be lengthy.
Maybe.
Maybe. Sure. Everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions and our opinions alone. If you'd like to discuss anything from today's episode, please come and join us on the Facebook page. You can come and join our socials, or you can join the Nerdy Up North Discord, or even the comment section where we can have an open discussion. But what we won't have is anyone coming for us and telling us our opinions are wrong, because we can all agree to disagree in fandom. So let's keep it fun, keep it kind, and keep the toxic behaviour out of her nerdism.
Excelsior.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So, production. Not not like what we've had before. Literally, it was announced in October 2014 that Marvel Studios were going to do a two-part sequel of Avengers, um, basically called Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2. Marvel's planned to film them both simultaneously, back to back. Russo brothers were hired, even though Whedon was waiting in the wings.
Yeah, so this was where he'd completely fallen out of favor in Hollywood.
Well, yeah,
Um, and it was a bit like that whole situation with like it's happened a lot in like nerd franchises, hasn't it? It's like happened in like Star Wars and
mm-hmm.
um a little bit a little bit in DC with like the whole Snyder sort of flip-flop. It's odd when a director's personality starts sort of influencing what happens with the movies, but yeah, we seem to have to
Yeah.
deal with it a lot.
Well, he was probably a little bit butthurt because this is all announced in 2014. It's literally on the back of Age of Ultron in
Yeah.
2015. So he's probably thinking, aha, there's my next two jobs lined up. But
Was he not
unfortunately for
reading the
him,
sort of the fan backlash to Age of
probably not.
Ultron at the time?
Probably not. But unfortunately for him, and great for us, the Russo brothers were hired to direct the film in April of 2015. So literally, after the release of
Yeah.
Age of Ultron. Christopher Marcus and Stephen Freely signed on to write the screenplays for both parts, and they drew their inspiration from Jim Starlin's 1991 The Infinity Gauntlet comic and Jonathan Hickman's 2013 Infinity comic. Um, Russo added that the film was inspired by 90s heist films, um, due to, Thanos and the getting the stones and
Oh, okay.
whatnot. But yeah, that is literally the production notes for this movie. Not a great deal. Not something that, no bad stuff, no alternative casting. Don't need
Yeah,
it.
we're at the point
Established
where,
cast.
yeah, I was gonna say we're at the point where I don't think anyone really shows up that isn't, like part of our main gang,
No, I mean you've
apart
got
from like,
the
extras, crowds, and that.
yeah, you've got the Black Order, the Doom Patrol, or you
Is that what
really
they're called
Black
sometimes?
the Black Order,
Yeah, okay.
Cabal, Children
Because
of
like,
Thanos.
yeah, they're very weird because that's one thing they don't actually establish super well for the viewer in this. They're just like,
I didn't know
there's
like
this guy called Ebony Morn, and we're supposed to just like know,
hmm.
just accept that, and no one talks about his name at all.
I did like one of them who was with Proxima Midnight all the time, and if I said his name, I'd be pulling it out my arse because I'm not sure which one's which. Apart from Ebony Moore and Proxima Midnight, it's the
Yeah.
guy the little elf looking thing. He looked amazing. He looked so comic book
Oh
character.
yeah, because the sort of have like a weird like elf, either
Yeah,
like
like a dark
relationship
elf.
or brother sister kind of thing going on. Which is a little bit played out over the movie where like you think she's, because she uses it to like make you think he's dead at one point.
But he's
But they don't really
not.
get to talk much either, which is a bit of a shame. The only one who gets to talk is the Moore guy.
Well,
Um,
Moore is inspired by Mephisto,
oh really?
who did feature in the Infinity Gauntlet
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. I do love that guy's psychic powers in this though. They used very like well for the action scenes.
Especially that he's going face to face with Strange.
Yeah,
Like
but
if it
it's
was
like,
anyone else, I would be like, oh, but it's Strange, and it's like their magic kind of matches each other.
yeah, but I think it's like a lot more exciting than we've seen like, Jean Grey do, like in the way that
Mm-hmm.
it's like more creative, like
Yeah.
in battle. Um, but yeah, like so I was super excited for this film when it came out, because I'd read the Infinity Gauntlet comic. But I think this was still at the stages where nerds were kind of thinking we were going to get like shot for shot remakes of the comic. So people were excited about stuff that happens in the comic, being like, oh, finally. I mean, I don't think anyone thought like Wolverine was going to show up and
But
stuff, but they were like,
no,
I think
no.
they were like, oh, we're finally going to see like, Galactus and the Celestials
Adam
all holding
Warlock.
court. Yeah, and Adam Warlock and
Yeah.
Silver Surfer maybe. And like, but it's very different. And now looking back, I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
it's MCU's Infinity War.
Exactly.
It's
And
not a remake.
no, and we should have been, people should have been grasped onto that after Civil War. Like you had one of
Yeah.
the, one of the biggest comic book events, and it played out on the screen completely different to how it is on the pages. So we should have been aware at that point. Had I read this before? No, I read Infinity Gauntlet afterwards because it kind of came a bit of a Everest book for me.
Yeah.
It's like Secret Invasion has always been something that's kind of getting us part way, and I'm like, oh god, this is tedious. Um, and then, but I felt very similar to that one, and I was like, no, I know this is brilliant. And I was only getting used to the artwork in it because there's a lot going on,
I was
especially
I
when you're
was gonna
so
say,
used to modern comic
yeah, I
books.
think I think it's quite a hard read, really. Like I don't think it's a good beginner comic
No, I would
because
never recommend anyone to jump into this if you haven't read comics before.
it's very much in the cosmic wheelhouse of like space guys and gods talking to each other for
Yeah,
a lot of it. So a lot of it's very abstract. You don't get, like in this movie, you get like Thanos like planet hopping and like, actually being there in person. And
yeah.
in the book, it's a bit more, well, I think like we've mentioned this before. There's a comic called Thanos Quest, which is basically this part, effectively,
Mm-hmm.
where he actually has to collect them, which we see in our movie. So yeah, once you get to the Infinity Gauntlet comic, if you just bought that sight unseen, you would skip the collection of the stones. He's already got them, and
Yeah,
it's just like off to the races on like how do we stop him. Spoilers, you kind of don't. You just sort of have to reverse what he did.
yeah. Yeah, the comic is there's some similarities
Yeah.
used from the comic to the movie, but it's different characters obviously to fit the world. Um, Nebula's story is very different in the comic to what it is
Hmm.
in the movie. Poor Nebula. My heart breaks for her. You have
It's awful.
characters. It's horrible. You have characters in there like the Living Tribunal, um, Eternity,
Yeah.
Doomsday, Galactus is there, Pip the Troll's there. Like there's names in there that you won't you couldn't fit into this.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, don't get us wrong. I knew Adam Warlock was in here. A Silver Surfer plays a huge part in this, is in the Infinity Gauntlet, and because Marvel didn't own half these characters, one, they couldn't be used in that way, but two, it would never have fit into the universe.
Mhm.
Um, I was so excited. I mean, so excited. At the time, I was doing trailer reactions on YouTube. This trailer reaction is the biggest video, the biggest views I have ever done in my YouTube, whatever you want to call this. It's sitting at like 80,000 views. It still keeps going up. It was released years ago. And it is literally just watching a fully grown woman melt into a settee while watching a trailer because I couldn't physically talk.
It's like it was nuts though, like because this is what we've been building towards basically since like the first Avengers, or
Yeah,
even yeah, I'd say that was the proper first like Infinity Stone moment. Like it was alluded to, but never like
yeah.
said out loud.
No,
Um,
I never had any idea that the snap was going to happen. Didn't we knew there
oh,
was
you
going to be
didn't. See, I knew about that
no,
for sure.
no. We knew that I knew there was going to be deaths, and I remember calling it when we did the trailer reaction. I was like, Cap's gone, Tony's gone. Like they're literally just going to kill him off in this first one, and it's going to be how do they navigate, it at end days. Like it's just, and it didn't go down that way at all. Thankfully,
Yeah, but
not in
like
this one.
I think like now with modern eyes, I'm like, yeah, this is their Infinity Gauntlet. So
Yeah,
why, like I think at the time people were thinking, oh well, they're gonna drop loads of like surprise new characters in. It's like,
can't.
but they've been building these characters like the whole time. So
Hmm.
like, yes, they could have dropped loads of like surprise cameos in, but they were wanting to collect all of their characters where they like left them and
Hmm.
be like, now they're all gonna get back together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the fans really wanted. Like they may
Hmm.
not know it, but like, when the Guardians show up and meet Iron Man and Spider-Man, it's just like amazing. it feels
I
it feels
couldn't
like a
wait.
family getting together and stuff like that.
What I was so looking forward to is Tony Stark and Doctor Strange coming face to face with each other, two egos just battling it out. Like I could not wait for that,
I
and it
forgot
didn't
that they kept
disappoint.
them apart like that, like totally until now.
Yeah,
Um, because yeah, then you get like because they're both very similar, but powers are on total opposite ends of the spectrum.
completely. But their brains, and that's what they really think. That's what they really use is
Yeah.
their brains.
And then
Of
and then the Star Lord who is like
oh god,
the opposite in like mindset, where he's emotionally driven.
yeah.
um and like when he's like, I love that part where he's like, well, I'm 50% human, so that 50% that's stupid and dumb is 100% of you.
Well, as much as Anthony Russo and Joe Russo directed this movie,
Yeah.
there is a few people who step in because their commodities are used in this, and James Gunn is one of them. The
All
Guardians are
right.
in it, so James Gunn is directing his people, and also Jon Favreau.
Yes, I saw his name crop up.
He's his
That's
executive
interesting. So they
producer.
actually
They
like
class him
shared.
as yeah, they
Yeah.
class him as executive producers, but essentially they were directing their people. The Russos didn't want to leave out people like James was. James is the Guardians.
Mhm.
So they were like, I don't want to leave. We need him in there. And so James had last say on the script. So there was a
Yeah.
few things that the Russos wanted to do that James Gunn didn't. Because essentially it's James who's going to be continuing the story on with the Guardians.
Mhm.
So if it doesn't fit that, he's screwed. If they make changes to screw him, that's not going to work for volume
Yeah.
three.
I feel like there was some talk around Volume 3 time that he wasn't happy about being left with like the second Gamora.
He was fine. No, he made that decision.
Oh, okay.
He made that decision. He was okay with that.
I guess nerds were just projecting then, because like the elevator
He
scene where he's
he
like
got, he got fired around that
explaining it.
time.
Yeah.
People were a bit bitter.
Oh God,
And
the
there
reaction
was
to Volume 3 was nuts. Like
mhm.
you remember when people were like, "Oh, Star-Lord shouldn't have said the F word to Nebula." Like I've got no idea what was in people's like minds
Yeah.
at that time period.
I always remember Paul saying it was so unnecessary. I was like, it was hilarious. Like I
Oh, that might
just
have been where I heard it then. But yeah, like I just didn't. I was like, well, that's Star-Lord. He got annoyed. Like he always
mhm.
says stupid stuff like that to
And it's
people.
so unexpected.
Kind of, yeah, yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, so James Gunn, don't know. I didn't really. I know I've read all about James Gunn's involvement in it. Not so
Hmm.
much on Favreau. Like, not even sure why his name's there for. Because he, I know Tony's in it, and Tony, if you want to put it in terms of James being, Guardians is his, is Iron Man his?
Happy's not even in it technically. I don't even think they mention
No,
him.
he's
Pepper
not.
shows up for a little bit, but
For like a second.
yeah, you think they would have been like, "Oh, get Happy on the thing," or like, we'll call Happy.
So he
Um,
doesn't care about Happy no more.
I
Happy
mean,
gone.
yeah, he's kind of outlived his usefulness at this
Pretty
point.
much.
He can't go to
Pretty
space.
exactly. Should we get into the movie? Because
Yeah.
it's juicy.
So, people, anyone who's following Nerdy Up North proper will know I've been moving. So, probably a bit more scatterbrained than normal. I don't have my extensive notes. So, Sammy's gonna take the wheel on the play-by-play.
Because I
Um,
have the plot in front of me. Um, we open with a
how,
really different
yeah,
open.
I was gonna say that how excited are you when this movie starts? It's proper like quiet and
Really,
everything that really gets you in the
it's
mood.
also I think the distress call
Yeah, it like fades in
is
really slowly though,
it's
like, and it's
Kenneth
like,
Branagh.
yeah, yeah,
So to have
nice.
Kenneth Branagh like back with Thor, you're like, shit, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's so
it's
cool.
proper like moody and spooky how it just sort of like crackles in and
But
out and
it's
stuff.
just it's the normal flip screen. So it's the
Mhm.
normal Marvel flip screen, but there's no music, and you can
Yeah,
just hear the distress call coming in as it goes, and you basically you're back straight away where you left Thor
yeah,
with a spaceship in front of him, and half of Asgard is gone because Thanos likes to half things.
yeah. But then the ship does explode, so I'm thinking like, has he actually left any of them alive, or I don't know. I
Well,
didn't see it.
I didn't realize this because I never even thought about this that Valkyrie isn't there at the beginning,
Okay, so maybe
and
he took half them off the ship. I don't
I'm
know.
not sure, but we know from the second one Valkyrie survived, but apparently it's
Yes.
mentioned in this one that she got out in time because she managed to save a lot of people.
Okay. And then
But
Thanos was like, "Oh well, that looks like about half in the escape
yeah,
pods."
so at this point Thanos is he's got the Power Stone
Mhm.
and it because he stole it from Xandar.
Yeah, he
Um,
says like he like destroyed like half of
destroyed Xandar.
Xandar. Yeah.
So the Russos were asked why they never included him going to Xandar and stealing it, and they just said it was too much.
Mhm.
Like it was just far too much to be put in. Like it's adding. There's so many scenes in this to start with. Adding another one just felt a bit messy. Did we really need to see Xandar and him taking that?
Yeah, because like there isn't that many characters that we cared about on that planet anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm
So he's
fine for it to just be skipped.
So at this point, he's just got the Power Stone, which now he's after the.
Oh, the Asgard.
Oh
Is
my
it the
god!
Space Stone, the one that's in the Tesseract?
I can't remember.
Because like that's the thing. The powers they never really explain them super well. Like what the
Well,
apart from the Reality Stone.
the Soul Stone as well.
Well, again though, they don't explain what that does.
No, and
Like
it doesn't
like in his
explain.
gauntlet.
It doesn't explain how many souls does the Soul Stone need because up to this point they've got two.
Yeah, but like, can he just do that astral project thing? But then
I,
he doesn't need that because he's in a fist fight most of the time.
I don't
Um,
know.
but yeah,
The space stone in the Tesseract is sorry. The stone in the Tesseract is the Space Stone.
yeah,
The Ether, which is what was on Asgard, is the Reality Stone.
Yeah,
The Mind Stone
Vision.
is Vision. The Time Stone is the Eye of Agamotto, and the Soul Stone is what is
On
in
Vermeer.
Vermeer. Um, so there your stones, but at this point he only has the one, which is from
Yeah.
Xandar, which is what was in Guardians of the Galaxy of Volume 1.
And so, like, as far as we've seen in the movies, it seems like Power Stone is good for destruction. It was the thing that would level the planets with or whatever to like
Yeah,
remake them. The Space Zone seems to be all about energy and teleportation, and that seems
yeah.
to sort of be all it does. The Mind Stone is just super smart
Well, it's keeping Vision
powers.
alive,
He has
so
a laser as well, whatever that has to do with being
I
super
mean,
smart.
ask Roddy about
The
that.
smart
um,
laser.
so when we meet Thanos, we don't just meet Thanos, obviously, as we mentioned earlier, we meet his lieutenants, Ebony Maw, Cull Orbits, Orb, I nearly did it, Orb Sidian,
Is that the big
Proximate,
guy?
I want to say so, I'm not sure.
I
Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive.
think
Um,
Corvus is the big guy. I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know, I really don't, I'm not sure,
We're
I'm so
sorry that don't
sorry.
say the names out loud in the movie a lot or ever.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so they've intercepted the ship and they are basically destroying Asgard. Heimdall is dying on the floor. Thor is literally like, it's so weird when you look at Thor. He's lying on the floor, and his hand is proper twitching,
Mm-hmm. I guess
and it's
Hammer
like he's
Hand.
trying to grab something. Aha!
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to. It's like so. It's like second nature to him. Like it's muscle memory. Like just his hand is up above him, and he's just twitching his fingers.
Yeah, because
And
he does
then
that
Thanos
when
picks him up.
Stormbreaker is about as well,
Oh, hey,
when he's half dead. But
Stormbreaker. Yeah,
Thanos here is absolutely terrifying.
he's
And
massive.
like,
When you stack him up against
yeah,
Bix, when you stack him up against Thor, when he picks Thor up,
yeah.
and you're like, shit.
He like grabs the Tesseract. He's like, ooh, with his big mitts around
Well,
it.
just to break the illusion, I don't know how people did this with a straight face, how they actually acted around Josh Brolin because it is him. It's the motion capture that
Yeah.
we know and love to be used, especially on Hulk. Um, it's him, but he has a lot of padding, purple padding
Oh,
to
okay.
to bulk him up. You need an. You remember how I mentioned Age of Ultron? How James Spader used to walk around with a tennis ball on the top of his head,
Which is
and
the
that was
eye
the eye
one.
point.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was the same for Thanos, where they had to like bulk him to so and because his head was obviously it's weird to describe, but it was all purple foam as well. So like how they
Yeah.
all did it with like straight faces, I do not know. But he's yeah, he is like he is massive, like
it's
tight.
he's very weird to look at, but like not in a bad way. Like he does
It's
actually look like
so
an alien.
it's
It's
just
an
it's Brolin, like Brolin's just like there in his face, and
yeah,
it's
but
like
like
whoa,
all the weird extra lines and like the size and just
chin.
sort of how like leathery he looks. It's like
Yeah,
it's unsettling, but in a good way because I'm like,
the
oh, this guy is otherworldly.
yeah, the textures that they use, the fact that they've got the like I know, and it's all put in later on, but and it's just how it's crazy. There was a moment when someone got think it was Hulk because I cheated a little bit. I watched this and Endgame at the same time because I couldn't be I had to be a completionist on it. And there was a moment where Hulk gets burnt and just
Mhm.
what they use to do it, it's crazy. Like I know
How
I'm
advanced they're getting, yeah.
yeah, massively. Well, oh, that's doing my tits in. Um, we Loki is here. And
Yeah.
this this is like we talked about this in Ragnarok. If you want to know where Loki's loyalty stands, it's with one line, um, which is just a little bit later on because Thor's trying to take because Thanos has come for the Tesseract, and Thor's like, "Well, tough shit, mate. It's not here." And
And it
Loki's
blew
like,
up.
"Well,
You
um,
know, that's really good though, because remember in Ragnarok, he does send Loki to the treasure room to get
yeah."
so it's like he had his moment alone to be like, yeah, I'll grab that on the way out.
They may come in use later on. Yeah, Loki
Well,
then
not really, because
reveals.
it got him killed.
Well, Loki reveals that he does have it,
Yeah.
which and Thor's like, "Oh, you are the worst. Like, you are absolutely the worst." Um, but what is it? So, Loki, does he try? Does he bring Hulk in here?
He sort of like, yeah, so like this is where he like he is like talking to Thanos and he's like, oh, you'll never you'll never get the thing you're looking for. He's like, we have a Hulk. He's
And
learned
which
the
is
line from Tony.
yes, and that was like such a callback, and like it's like Loki's moment to like we have a Hulk, and then Hulk comes
Yeah.
like booling through the door, and bloody hell, like puts like the fighting styles between these two, like Hulk is literally just bash, bash, bash,
Mhm.
but like Thanos is going for kidney shots and like hits in the back
Yeah.
and that, and like he's really strategic with his fighting moves. It's not just clobber, clobber, clobber like Hulk seems to be doing. Like Hulk's very erratic with his like, "Ugh."
Yeah, he's like an animal. Whereas this is like a boxer fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, yes,
Um,
it looked
and I
like
d-
he had like boxing stance.
and I don't know if it's like I don't know if that's to do with like because Banner isn't a fighter, then Hulk
Mm,
doesn't really have a fighting style. But then again, he was like training in the gladiator arena. But like, yeah, this was horrible as a fan to see Hulk like just beaten and like,
literally have
knocked
his
out
arse handed to
basically.
him. Yeah, have his arse handed to him. While he's having his tushy handed to him, Heimdall manages to open up the Bifrost
Yeah.
and whisk him away,
Yeah.
which then costs Heimdall his life,
Yeah.
which
Um,
breaks Thor into.
there's a lot of anguished noises coming out of Thor here because the psychic man Ebony does like wrap him up in loads of sheet metal so he
Yeah,
can't even like speak. He's just like crying behind a mask and stuff, which sucks.
yeah, it really does. Then they say, right, okay, we're going to Earth now because there's Infinity Stones on there. And as he does that, Loki's like, well, if you go to Earth, you may need a guide. And he's like, speaking from someone with experience, and he's like, you call failure experience? And he's like, I call experience experience.
I know it's so sad though because it's Loki trying one last time to be like heroic and like we've obviously seen him come on this journey and it's almost as if like it was a bad idea. Like him turning over a heroic leaf got him just
Because, yeah,
totally killed.
because maybe if he was Loki that we met
Yeah,
in, you know, Thor the Dark World,
he would have got away
maybe
probably.
we did would have gotten away, but it's the fact that everything that he learned from Ragnarok is kind of still there, and it's
Mhm.
the line when he says, um, "What was it? I'm the true heir the Jotunheim," and then he's what was it? Prince of I don't know,
He does
Odin's
call
son.
himself Odinson,
He
doesn't he?
calls himself Odin's son, and it's
But
when
he
he
like has a
looks at
pause, like a
and
serious pause.
he
Yeah.
looks at Thor dead in the eye, and then that's when you see the dagger appear, and
Mhm.
it's like, oh shit, switcheroo, you were actually a good guy. Wow, okay, didn't see that one coming,
Yeah.
kinda. Because yeah, you do think that Loki's done it so many times where he's tricked you. He does call himself the god of mischief.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and he makes you think, oh, well, he's jump ships again. It's typical Loki, but it wasn't typical Loki. It was heroic Loki, who
Yeah. And
then
he
ends
even
up.
goes like when he's just about to die, he's like, "You'll never be a god." He gets one last dig in
I
for Thanos.
love that line
Yeah.
because it looked like it stung a little
It's
bit.
true though. It's true.
It is true. It is true. So yeah, just had his best friend and brother and half of his people killed on him.
Yeah, this is like the
How
last of Thor's family,
like
basically.
it shocks me that Thor gets PTSD later on. Like
Yeah.
how does he put one foot in front of the other? I know he's got vengeance on his mind.
Mhm.
And Thanos, killing Thanos is all that he can think of. But my God, like
I
that
do
is
love
such a
that.
heavy weight.
I do love that later on when he's like, oh, like rage, anguish. Like that just keeps the mind focused.
So yeah. Thanos and the lieutenants destroy the ship, and
And we're just
we
left mouths open, being like, what has
what
just
that
happened to our
just happened.
heroes?
Yeah, what happened to Thor? Because there's a line later on where Bruce goes, because we can't call him Hulk because he's not Hulk now. Like going forward in this movie, it's just Bruce. Um, Bruce is like, Hulk's gone, and I'm
Yeah.
like, shit.
Oh, you mean
Okay.
Thor's gone, he says, sorry.
Thor. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's all right.
Yeah, I was getting too carried away. But yeah, we end up in New York.
Yeah, he luckily he gets sent right to the sanctum. Sanctorum, is
Well,
that what they call
yeah, the Sanctum Sanctorum,
it?
and we're in Doctor Sleep. Doctor Sleep.
Oh no, that's Stephen King's driven in. But yeah, this is we
Doctor
do get like
Strange.
I did like this cute moment between him and Wong where he's like, "Why
Oh,
you don't have any real money?" And he's
it's like I
like,
may have some I may have a
"It's like, oh, I'll talk to
rupees.
the deli person to give you a metaphorical sandwich and stuff."
A metaphorical rye ham on rye,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, I really thank you for a tuna melt.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
and
you're
then
my
yeah,
kind of guy. That's my kind of sandwich."
yeah, and then Bruce is the unfortunate phrasing of Thanos is coming. And I
But
think we
while
sort
he's
of I think that's when we get our title
oh,
card, maybe.
my mind doesn't go there. Yeah, Thor comes Thor, what is wrong with me?
All
I
letter
was
words.
fine an hour ago. Uh, Bruce was absolutely fine up to that moment. Now, if I remember rightly, is it the same way? Because it's the person who comes to Earth to tell everyone Thanos has gone batshit and he's after the stones is Silver Surfer. And
Yeah, yeah.
Silver Surfer's actually under a trance to start with. It's not until later on when he comes out of it and here it is, I've got it. He crash lands. Does he crash land? Or does he just. Because he's with Strange, who really does look like Vincent Price here, by the way, and Nick Fury, who looks like the Hoff. That's terrifying. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's Silver Surfer who's the one who tells Strange that Thanos is coming.
I guess like because it sort of like crashes the Hulk down, it's like Heimdall must have been like, this guy will probably survive a fall from space, right?
Yeah, clearly, all
um,
that gamma's got to come and use somewhere.
yeah, and so like yeah, like this is an awesome part where like I think this is where we like flash to Tony and Pepper doing their whole like I had a dream where we had a baby, and like
God,
and
not
you
your
were there and
eccentric
I was
uncle.
there. And then the portal like opens and like this is Strange and Tony's first meeting together where it's just like yeah hello
Did
like
you see how quickly Tony just like changed to street talk? Where he's like, "What you selling tricks?"
yeah, and like he probably like looks them up and down, like does a quick visual pat
Yeah,
down.
you knew fine well from that moment on they were going to hate each other. But Strange is like, I can best dare say that the fate of the Earth is like kind of in the balance. You're going to have
Yeah,
to come with me, and just to convince him even further that he's not lying, Bruce walks out of the portal
yeah,
and looks terrified.
I know, like it's a bit, I don't know if it's a bit like I don't know if it's like cringy or whatever, but the way it's just like it
There's a lot
Tony,
of cringe with
Tony.
Ruffalo in
Yeah.
this movie and the next.
It's
Um,
an odd, they do a very odd, like the portrayal is odd to me.
but very fitting, like, but because he's
But I think it's maybe diminishing returns because I liked him at first in like
mhm.
Avengers and stuff. And I just think over time
Well,
it's not really working for me.
Bruce is kind of in Avengers. He's guards up. He's just being
Mhm.
pulled out of a place he thought was safe, and then found out that he's been under surveillance the whole entire time. So he's guards a little bit up, and
I
now
guess
he's with Tony, his friend,
yeah,
his genuine friend.
I guess maybe that's it. Like his development has been sort of cut short compared to
Yeah.
everyone else's. He keeps on having like one step forward, two steps back.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what I'm just a bit frustrated by. I'm like, I'd love to see like a more confident like Hulk
Yeah.
and everything, which you do get to see soon, I suppose.
Oh yeah, and again, still a bit cringy, but it works for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really, really scared, and this is where they go back and kind of one gives you a lesson on the Infinity Stones, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, but this is possibly a slightly different explanation because it's like directly tied to the Big Bang, apparently.
The
Like,
collector does say it very similar. It's just
yeah, but it's
because
kind of like you get like a nice visualization of it, and
yeah,
then it's sort of like, yeah, it hammers it home. It's like, all right, so this was like the building blocks of the universe
yeah,
as or life as we know it.
yeah,
So that's why they're so scary. And then it's like, oh, but they're spread out across the galaxy. I'm thinking like, well, there's certainly quite a few on Earth, like
yeah.
so it didn't spread
There's
out
at
too
least
far.
there's at least three, and there is a person who you're standing in the room with has one around his neck.
Yeah.
Um, and that's when Tony learns that he has one around his neck, and he's like, oh. Darn it. I love it when Tony's leaning up against one of the artifacts and he's like, dude, are you seriously leaning up against that?
Yeah, because he's very not in the mode of
No,
like thinking magic is real. I think like there's parts where like the cape's like sort of toying with him a bit, like
yeah,
like going behind his back and like making movements.
I've got to say this Tony is probably my favorite Tony of all the Tonys that we have watched over this,
But he's a bit
last,
distracted. Like, did you notice? Like
yeah.
he plays like a really interesting version where he's almost not ready for this, like
It's
at
almost like
all.
it's because it's taken him by surprise. So if you
Yeah.
remember, New York messed him up so badly that he nearly went down such a dark road of alcoholism that he was
Yeah.
essentially poisoning himself. Um, so to know that it's been this driving force that has been the whole thing that everything that his nightmares have been made out, it's now
Mhm.
in front of him. RDJ played this immaculately.
Yeah.
Even going into part two, what I learned today, RDJ is a very clever businessman. So you know how everyone has, like, let's say for example, Sebastian Stan has this very long, lengthy contract. You are contracted to do X amount of movies with us. You'll get
Yeah.
X amount of pennies. RDJ had almost two contracts on the go. He had his initial one where you will do these movies, Civil War, this one, Infinite, the next part.
Mhm.
But anytime he's done a cameo, he's renegotiated the contract to where he basically gets a shit ton of money.
Oh, like when he showed up in Spider-Man for a spell.
Yes. Uh-huh. So yeah, so he's very, very clever. And when they found out where they were filming, I think it's in Atlanta, Georgia, some of it's
Mhm.
filmed in. Um, he had his whole entire furniture from his home sent to Atlanta, Georgia while they were filming.
That's so stupid. That's so
On
Hollywood.
Marvel's dime.
As someone who's just moved, don't move my stuff ever again. Thank you. Even if I felt like having my sofa in, I don't know, Anaheim or something, I'm not gonna do
It's so crazy.
it.
It's crazy. But it's I was thinking about it today. I was like, is it greed or is it really just knowing your worth and knowing how much money this company, this big conglomerate company is going to make out of you?
Yeah. It's probably questions we're never gonna have to answer, Sammy, unfortunately.
Mm,
We're never gonna have to think about
darn it.
that with ourselves.
No, I'm never going to
Unless
have
something
that.
crazy happens. Which it
I
could.
would, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, aren't you
Um,
getting free cat food soon? Rising star.
yeah, I got a cat company all on the back of the little shit who's trying to climb all over us at the minute.
If any
Um,
no grain dog food companies would like to make a deal with me, reach out. But
yeah.
yeah, so this is where it kind of like kicks off pretty quick because they're all like chatting and stuff in the lobby of the
Well,
Sanctorum, which seems to be where most of the conversations happen. Have
and
you noticed? They're
I
just
love
standing in
these
the
little
stairwell.
I love these little moments though. Like I've always said, I love the little moments of humanity in like superhero
Mhm.
movies where they're just talking on a human level. And this is where Bruce finds out that Civil War happened. Bearing in mind, he doesn't
Yeah.
know this happened, so
It's
he
like
doesn't know
just
him
call
and.
Steve,
But I love the fact where he was like, Thanos is coming. It doesn't matter who you're not talking to.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
gonna matter.
He still doesn't
Um,
call her, does he? Tony, the
No,
little
it
stubborn
doesn't.
mule.
It doesn't because obviously this is where this is it's not fast paced. It's just in the grand scheme of Tony's day, this is very quickly like escalating,
Yeah,
because
well,
he
I
was
was
just walking in a park organizing a wedding.
yes, and he's potentially never going to see Pepper again, as far as he's aware. But like, I love the pace of this movie because it's very comic book. Like it's almost like turn a page. With a different group of heroes in a
Yeah,
different place. You get that experience,
yeah.
and I,
Well,
I know it can't be every movie like that because I think it would be a bit like breakneck.
yeah.
Like,
Oh
but I
yeah.
love to do it for this one.
Well, when Tony and Pepper are in the park together before Bruce and Stephen has even arrived, she notices that he has a, well, not notices, but she says, if you were ready to rest, you wouldn't have done this. And he has the nano tech
Yeah,
on his chest. And he's like, oh, that's just, a house for all my nanobots, just in case. And she's like, is there never not going to be a just in case? And
yeah.
it's so Tony through like Iron Man 2 up to right this moment. Tony just cannot let go of the fact he's Iron Man. Because he doesn't want to, and
He
he explains
keeps
that really well in Civil War. That he's like, I don't want to not do this.
Yeah, and he keeps like as much as everyone thinks like he might stop, he just keeps iterating and making the suit
Yeah,
better.
and
Yeah.
and he really, this is probably my favorite Iron Man suit,
It's
is the
interesting
nanotech
that
one.
you like this suit a lot
I
because
love
I
it.
find it a bit unsettling to look at.
Oh,
Just
I
like
love
the
it.
just like the weird like appendages it makes and things like that.
I thoroughly like this suit. I even like the nano, but I just think it looks clean and it looks
Mm.
um. Do you know what it reminds us of? Because Daredevil's suit is probably one of my favorite suits of all time. Comic book Daredevil, because it always looks slick, and
Mm.
this looks slick.
Okay, all right, yeah. I mean, it's definitely like because some of the costumes in the movies like past and stuff have been like quite over designed, like a
Yeah,
lot of elements that don't need to be there. You're right, this is very like literally smooth
yeah.
and like sleek.
It's
Like you
almost
don't see a
skin
lot of the
tight.
different yeah, you don't see a lot of the different parts or anything because it's all lots of tiny parts put together. It
Exactly.
is a bit
No
weird.
clunkiness.
It is a bit weird how he cinches his hoodie in before it
Yes.
comes on.
Yeah. So they're in the street, which is a great single shot of
Yes,
Tony, Bruce, Strange, Wong,
they always
all
do
just
this thing.
lined, yeah, all just lined up in the street, ready to go. And you've got, Thanos's goons on the other side.
And they're like, Bruce, can you? And he's like,
But it's like
oh.
Tony's trying to talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, it's really nice to see you. I'm so glad to see you." And he's like, "Tony, I'm trying to get rage to you. Can you stop being nice? Like I'm trying to rage up." But when Strange realizes that his green friend is not going to be joining him, he boots him out into, a safer place and get him
Well,
out of
he
harm's
almost
way.
lands a car on him, yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah, but puts him in a safe place. And this is where Ebony Moore and Tony kind of, and well, Doctor Strange and Ebony Moore actually kind of go a bit one on one
hmm
because obviously
Yeah,
they're after.
yeah, because he's like basically like Thanos's mouthpiece. He's like, your planet has been marked for death by the great Thanos. You will be thankful for this great honor, all that bullshit. Um,
Not really, mate. Wanna
yeah,
live?
so like he hates the Earthlings, which is fun because he's just like, I can't talk to this guy anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, it turns out these guys are a massive threat, and
yeah.
shouldn't make fun of them that
No.
much.
And in the meantime, someone's spider senses are tingling
Oh
because
yeah,
they're
we get
quite
the proper hairy
literally,
arm shot.
yeah, quite literally, on his school bus because they see the spaceship. And is this a Stan Lee cameo?
It is, and he's like, "Ain't you kids never seen a spaceship before?" And he's like, Ned, cause a distraction. He's like, what? A spaceship, we're all gonna die. That bit's really funny, actually.
And then that's where Peter manages to make his escape.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, more and like I said, more and Strange are going at it with each other, and Strange has put an enchantment on the time stone, so More can't get a hold of it. So More is very peed off that he's like, "Well, you coming on my spaceship with us?"
Yeah, and he does like loads of creepy stuff, like having the rebar come out of the ground and like snake round him and
Yeah.
like choke him out and things like that.
A
Um,
lot of magic goes down in this time, but as they make the way to the ship, Tony is not far behind them. Pepper is on the intercom, incredibly pissed that Tony once again has put
yeah,
himself in a position where he is Iron Man.
it's like you better not be on that ship. And he's like, I'm on the ship,
Eh,
kind of on the ship.
well,
Do you like what he does his like super jet boost as well? When he's like, Friday, some more power, and then his feet turn into one
he's
jet
like whoosh.
booster.
But joining him, which he didn't know about, was Peter Parker, and Peter falls from the ship,
Yeah, he's like
and
he tells him, doesn't he? He's like, "Drop off, kid. I'll catch you," type of thing. And what he
uh
means is he's gonna upgrade his
send
suit a little bit.
yeah, Mr. Stark, it smells like a new car in here.
That would gross me out personally.
Yeah, um, Peter. Peter really thinks that he's coming along for the ride when Tony literally, after he gives him his new suit, knows he's safe, sends him off, and Tony, with the spaceship going up in the air, is in space.
Yeah, and so um this is the Civil War Iron Spider suit, which is where
Yeah.
Peter
The
Parker says his identity and gets like a government rebrand sort of thing, like an
uh,
Iron Man approved. Like, it's like, isn't it like red and orange in the
I
comics,
thought it
like
was like
full
red and
on
yellow.
red and yellow?
Like
Yeah.
red, yellow, like a gold.
Yeah. So in this, it is more like the regular spider suit. It has like
Yeah,
the logo on the chest still, but it's all like sort of like armor scale kind of
yeah,
looking. Like I
and
do like it. It's
it
a
also
nice
has
design.
the tentacle, the legs on the back as well.
Yeah, so he
Um,
actually has 8 limbs for once.
he does. Um, yeah. So Tony is on the ship with Strange, who is captured, with more Wong. Now knowing that the Time Stone is being compromised, he has to go and protect and guard the Sanctum.
Yeah, but he's like to Bruce, he's like, so what are you gonna do now? Like it's like,
Don't
um,
know.
I'm gonna go guard the sanctum. What are you gonna do? Like, I'm gonna make a call. And he's just like it.
Hmm, okay, bye. Yeah. So what we leave them on the ship.
Yeah, Cap's
We
been called
now,
in though. We know that
w-
at least.
but we don't know where he's gonna fall into it all.
No, no, no.
Um, because we now head to the Guardians.
Yeah, which is which is a hilarious scene where they're all like trying to discuss like, all right, we're going to this distress signal. Get
I'm a
why? Like,
rubber man. I'll sing in the rubber man.
yeah. I
Yeah,
just love it how they're still to this day having that back and forth conversation of like, okay, but why are we going to help out a distress signal? Like,
I
because we're good guys.
I hate the fact that Gamora has to exit. I understand we need some, expedition was what's actually happening. But it's the
Yeah.
fact that Gamora is like, we're going to a distress signal, Rocket. Like it's the
Yeah.
delivery of the line. It's so
Yeah, yeah, just to make sure the audience isn't confused by
yeah.
the jumps
Just in
around.
case if Quill just said we're going want to go and see this distress signal because maybe, we'll find someone and maybe they'll have some cheddar cheese. If we just left it at that, totally would have been fine.
Yeah,
I'm
Drax is
not
just
dumb.
asleep.
Drax is fast asleep. Groot is now a teenager.
Oh yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, Neb. When Quill says, "Show them your mean face," and you've got Mantis in the background going, "Grr," it's she's fucking
uh,
adorable.
and like it's the start of the joke where like teenage Groot's saying the worst thing that you've never heard because you
You
don't
got
get
some.
to hear what he's saying.
I do know what he says at the end, and I'll tell you when we get there. Um, yeah, he goes, "You got some sap on you, boy." Yeah, so
And so
they're
this is
going.
where we get the Thor jump scare though, because
Oh yeah,
they come out of the hyper jump
boom.
and it's all like spooky, like there's
Yeah,
just
and then there's
floating
like a
bodies everywhere,
and then Thor literally just smack bang off the
and
windscreen.
does the horror eye open thing.
Bearing in mind he only has one, so it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. Oh, but I absolutely love when they bring him on the ship though, and it's just like who is this god man? It's just like that.
you're a dude. He's a man made of steel.
It's like a pirate and an angel had a baby.
It's like Gamora's like rubbing his muscles, and she's like, "It's like they're made out of aluminium steel," and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Stop, get off!" Like Quill is so intimidated, and he hasn't even woke up yet. But yeah, when Mantis does wake him up, he literally is like, he's so ready to fight.
Yeah. It's just like all these like thought like this is why you need James Gunn because I don't think anyone else could have wrote the Guardians this well. It would have
No,
been like we would have been
it would
talking
have
about
been
it and been
weird.
like, oh, the Guardians are slightly off, if it was just
Yeah.
left to the Russos. But
Yeah, because it's not someone they've been with for two movies. And I'm
yeah,
not saying the Russos would have done them bad. It's just we need to have the familiarity of them to fit into this world. You can't go and change in the person who has had them at the helm halfway through and then us to be okay with it, because I wouldn't have been.
yeah, because like the brand of Guardians humor is so weird, but we all
Yeah.
love it. Like, they're
So
all
they
standing
asked,
around discussing how hot Thor is in the middle of like a
and
crisis.
yeah, and he's like he's mentioning Peter's weight, and Rocket's like, you one sandwich away from being fat.
Yeah.
Peter, James Gunn did ask him to put a little bit of weight on to make that joke land.
But for
And
the
he's like, I'm
record,
gonna get a
everyone,
Bowflex. I'm gonna get some dumbbells. I'm gonna commit.
yeah, I was gonna say for the record, he is not fat
Not by
by any
any
stretch
stretch,
of
by
the
any
yeah.
stretch, not at all. But Thor explains that Thanos, obviously, which strikes a chord with Gamora the minute his name is mentioned.
Yeah,
And this is such the brilliance of Thor when they get nervous because he's just literally said Thanos is like killed everyone who I love, like my ship's destroyed, my world's falling apart, and she's like, oh yeah, that's his daughter, right there.
yeah, and he's like, "Your father killed my brother," and then he's
Families
just
are
like,
tough.
yeah, he's like, yeah, he's just like really
Families are rough. It's a rough
trying
one.
to do his standard
It's
flirt
he
move, I
does it.
think.
He does it later on. He does it in another scene. Yeah, families are rough. It's okay. I
He's
got
just
you.
like, yeah, I had a baby sister, or like an older sister who came from hell, and I had to kill her. Like, just tell him
And
about
then
all the
Quill's like trying to match up his trauma with like,
yeah,
yeah, I had to kill my dad, which is probably even
because
worse
he
than like
killed my
killing his
mother.
sister.
Yeah, and
But
when he
nobody
starts
gives a shit.
when he starts doing the voice as well, when he's just like,
This is
leave
my
the escape
voice.
pod.
You will, you will not take in the pod, sir. He's like, Quill, what's wrong with your voice? This is my voice.
Then he turns it around to almost being like a mocking thing when Thor's like, "Are you
Are you
mocking me?"
mocking me? Are you mocking me? I love the interaction between them two, and it's such a pity that it only lasts this movie,
Yeah,
slight bit of the X one, and then 2 seconds in Love and Thunder because I would have, as Guardians of the Galaxy, I would have been all over it.
yeah, yeah.
And
They're a good
that's what
combo.
Love and Thunder should have been.
I thought it was going to be. That's what the trailers made it look
Yeah,
like.
yeah. So yes, the Thor Thor explains obviously what's going on, the Infinity Stones, and Gamora's like, oh shit, well then he's gonna be after the Reality Stone from
Yeah,
the Collector to Tanalia Tivani.
yeah. Because
Um
he's like, he's going nowhere, and they're like, "What do you
but
mean
he's
he's
gotta
going
be
nowhere?"
going somewhere.
Yeah,
No, nowhere, we've been there. And he's like, he's already got it. So, okay, so he must have had two. He must have had the one from nowhere and the one from the, because this is where Thor says he stole he
yeah.
destroyed Xandar and stole the Infinity Stone that they had, which obviously crushes them because they thought, it would be safe.
They
Like they
saved
they
that.
had no idea that this was going to happen. However, Gamora did.
Yeah,
Gamora knew he was after the stones.
yeah, and like so, yeah, like that was their first big win as a team, really, wasn't it? Like
Hmm.
saving from like
Yeah.
Ronan.
But Gamora should have warned somebody. She
Yeah,
knew what was going on.
poor John C. Riley's been killed, I guess. Like as far as we know.
And it's
Um,
Gamora's fault.
yeah, but and so this is where like the split the team because like Rocket's like who thought was calling a rabbit the whole time. Um, he's
It's the
like,
fact that he just stands there and goes, Rabbit?
yeah, he's not catching on, but
I
it's like he's like, oh, we have several morons and like two places to be, so me and Groot go with the pirate angel here.
Yeah, because Thor says he needs to go to
Ne-
I've got it in front of us.
Never know.
Never really, yeah. Because he needs to go and see the Dwarf King Eatstree, Eatstree, which is just the fucking best casting ever. In order to, he needs a Thanos killing weapon because
Yeah,
this is the guy who did his hammer, so he needs something along those lines. Like Thor is past the point of grieving Mino now. Like he knows he
action
just
time.
yeah, he just needs something. And obviously this just sparks Rocket's interest because he's like, I really like I've heard of this place, I need to go. And Groot is obviously gonna go because Rocket's going. And
Yeah.
Thor can speak Groot.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's a total note as an elective.
Yeah. And he keeps calling him Tree.
Yeah, that's good.
Tree. But yeah, they don't know what they've done with Rocket in the way has technology kind of like jumped a little bit because Rocket's eyes are so real.
I noticed, like, in the scenes where it's like, a shot of him in the cockpit, like, with the controls, you forget it's a raccoon. It's just because you can see the facial expressions
His
and you're like, okay.
eyes, like
Yeah.
it's these, it's so again, Endgame. He's when he's talking to Tony and his eyes are like you can see like his eyes are going in like that, and it's like shit. Like, are you are you actually real? Like, did they
it's
did they make magic here?
it does make you forget though, which is exactly what, good effects should do, whether they're practical or like CGI. But
It doesn't
um
matter what that raccoon is doing, he will break my heart every
yeah,
time. Like I've I have never fallen so hard for a character that is not real. And I
yeah.
know
And
these are
this
not
is
real. I know these people are not real, but you know what I mean? Like he
yeah.
genuinely isn't real. No one's like I know Sean Gunn is Rocket, and maybe it's Sean Gunn's eyes I'm looking at.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
just it's so bizarre to me that these are like
I'm just glad they've like
expression eyes.
I'm glad they've got like this level of tech, because if you didn't have it, Thanos wouldn't have worked as
Oh
well as a
Christ, no.
villain at all.
We wouldn't have Thanos at all. So there's a little bit of talk about the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So the gauntlet is seen originally in Asgard.
Yes.
So we know it's in Asgard. So people were like, well, where was Thanos taking it when he took it out the locker? And then it's like, well, Thanos actually got his gauntlet made from the Dwarf King.
Mhm.
So Kevin Feige in his wisdom was like, there's a lot of gauntlets.
Yeah. She
Not
was like,
one
oh,
is
it's a fake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not one is a definitive gauntlet. I don't know if it. See, I only read Infinity Gauntlet, so I don't know the beforehands or because when you get to Infinity Gauntlet, he's already got the gems,
Yeah,
and they're not
I can't
stones; they're gems in that.
yes, sorry, I can't quite remember if the gauntlet is itself like, a magical artifact, or
Uh-huh.
if it's just something he needed to literally hold
I'm not.
them
I'm
on
not
his
sure,
person.
but that's
Um,
how Kevin Feige got around the whole. There is multiple gauntlets in the
yeah,
MCU.
because Hela's like fake, like when she goes through like the room and stuff. I mean, but the thing is, they do talk about people. The like Thanos is the only person in history who's been able to hold more than one Infinity Stone. So
And he
it's
does.
sort of
He literally puts it in his hand, not the
yeah,
gauntlet.
but it sort of it sort of makes you think like, oh well, then people have probably tried before, so
Yeah,
they probably would have tried to make housing units for. I mean, we saw they were like contained in like containers a lot of the time.
yeah,
So yeah, it's no stretch to be like, yeah, people have tried to make this gauntlet before and put them all together, and they probably just exploded or
yeah.
something.
So as Rocket and Groot and Thor go one way, Quill, Gamora, Drax, and Mantis are another way, and they're going to nowhere.
They go on
Oh,
the
okay,
scary
okay.
mission.
So he hasn't got it. Sorry, my apologies. He does only have one at the beginning because he's
Gets
going
the
to
space stone from Loki.
yeah, we see Benicio del Toro in this scene when he's
Yeah.
in the collector's room. Um
But it's like it's all fake. That's the thing. It
yeah,
tricks you.
he does. because he's
Yeah.
got stones to do that. However, it is set before all that. Gamora has a conversation with Quill where she says, "I have information that if he gets a hold of it, basically you're buggered. So what
Mhm.
you need to happen is I have to die. This information can't get to him. You can't know it because then he can find out about it.
Yeah.
So basically, I need to die, and I need you to do it." And she gets Quill to like convinces Quill to say yes. However, the original Russo script had it where Quill refused,
Yeah.
point blank refused, to where it ended. I mean, that whole scene ends brilliantly because you have Dave Bautista standing in the corner thinking that he's invisible, but that
Sog
it
nuts.
didn't end that way. In the original Russo script, it was gonna end where them two literally the last thing that they did was fight with each other.
Yeah, which I do. I kind of like. I can get behind both versions because there's a in this movie like we don't trade a life for a life sort of thing with like Vision and stuff. So
But no,
Quill's also
no,
on that wavelength where he's
he
like,
is.
I'm not
But
gonna trade a life just to get the mission done, sort of
yeah,
thing.
but Gamora is I don't know, it's there's something a bit more deeper there that the way that she's saying it is like and the fact that she's saying trust me,
Mhm.
like I don't know, it's just there's something a little bit more deeper there that I understand why Quill said okay, because he does hesitate initially and he's like, okay, okay. Like
Yeah, she
but
clearly
I
needs
don't think he
support though in this
yeah.
time.
Um and technically he does go to do it.
Mhm.
It's only Thanos who stops him.
Yeah, that's like not the first, but it's like, a long line of people thinking. I guess Loki started it like thinking they've got a one up on Thanos, but he's
Yep.
just ready for them.
Where you don't. So yeah, when the whole thing with the collector and he ends up getting the stone and the two Drax and Mantis's little springy and boxy
Yeah.
things that he does, that is actually in Infinity Gauntlet. I can't remember who it's done to.
I think like
Um could be
yeah,
Nebula.
I'm pretty sure like the big guys get like I'm pretty sure Wolverine gets like turned all like stringy like that.
It's exactly the same. However, Drax
Someone
drops with the
does get turned
boxes.
into blocks, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and flick through the or am I? No, I'm not gonna go and flick. Oh, I've just seen a beautiful picture of.
Only if you can do it and still talk at the same
I've just seen a
time.
beautiful picture of Galactus. Oh, sorry.
We'll see him soon, hopefully.
We most
Uh,
certainly will. Yeah, so
I love the effect on the reality stone though when he sort of like when it does that like wipe across the screen, like the
yeah,
background changes
it
back and like
changes it all.
reveals what's really there.
But I love the collector, like, bravo! Like, yay! Can we see
Yeah,
it
they
when
were like they
Toro's
got
here?
they let him do a weird like voice line before he goes
He
away
gets
forever.
paid. He said something. Yeah,
But this
so
part sucks. Like this is awful because like
not good.
it's the
I
kind of thing where like Quill's ready for it, but as soon as everyone else sees Thanos, it's just like immediate
it's
rage. And
Drax.
yeah,
Because Drax is obviously pissed. Even though because it's not. It was the accusers did it on the back of Thanos' say-so, so that's why he's going after Thanos, right? Okay, sorry,
yeah,
I was
because
just trying
you're
to
right.
remind
Because
myself.
no, yeah, because he drunk dials like Ronan, doesn't he, in the first Guardians, and he's like wants to fight him for that very reason.
But he doesn't even know
Um,
who he is.
yeah,
I've
but
choked on my water.
yeah. So this is like it's interesting this fight though because it shows like yes he has like the stones, but he's not like omnipotent. Like he's not
No, no.
completely invincible. Like they do get shots in on him and stuff. But
How
like
does
yeah,
someone choke on water that they're drinking? Like, how does that happen?
humans are an amazing creature, a messy creature.
Oh,
Uh,
Sam is just that stupid.
you good though?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just. It's not even like it went down the wrong way. It just stopped. Sorry. Yeah. So Thanos kidnaps Gamora after he stops Quill from killing her. And this part I kind of check out a little bit. Because I this is not my Gamora. I've said this before. This is not my like, she's not she's too soft natured. Gamora is Gamora in volume 3.
Yeah,
That's my Gamora.
yeah.
Um so I kind of check out a bit, and obviously seeing Nebula go through what she does is just it's not nice. I've grown to love Nebula. Like honestly, out of the whole MCU, the one character who has the most perfect character development is Nebula
Yeah.
from
And so
start
this
to
is like
finish.
and so this is a scene after she like goes away at the end of Guardians Part 2 where they're like, I'm going to kill my father and they have like the last hug. Um and yeah, so apparently he snuck up and almost killed him. We don't get much more information than that. And then he's had a like in suspended like
Oh,
torture animation while he sort of
yeah.
like scrubs through our memories to like get all of that information as well, which sucks.
Yeah,
He's a
also
bad dad.
he's a bad man. You've got to remember the reason Nebula looks the way that she does is because of him.
Yeah, like he
Every
was
time she messed up,
lost.
anytime, yeah. In the comic, sorry to keep referencing back to it, but Nebula does play a huge part in Infinity Gauntlet. She's not the daughter of Thanos. She is he kind of pretends it's his cousin or something like that. And she's elderly, and he literally just spends the entirety of that book torturing the life out of her.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
grab my polos. Sorry, 2 seconds.
That's all right. Um, but yeah, it's like, yeah, Gamora is very like passive in this film. Like she does try and kill Thanos, but it's an
It's
illusion, so
so
she's not
half-assed.
actually doing it. And she does try and like stab him again. Oh no, she tries to stab herself, doesn't she? And he makes
Mhm.
it into bubbles and stuff.
I mean, we do see a flashback scene, which again I skip past.
Yeah, we need that because it's the perfectly balanced as all
Yeah,
things should
because
be.
there's exactly because this is Thanos's ethos completely. Is sorry, I'll get rid of this polo in a second.
No, you're all right.
Um, yeah, it's Thanos' ethos is to everything needs to be balanced, which is so great because the poster
Mm-hmm.
there is 12 people on there
Mm-hmm.
and exactly 12 people get taken out
Ooh,
of the
nice.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah, like the people kind of apply too much like, human logic to the Thanos thing where they're like, well, that's obviously like a terrible idea. And it's like that a villain doesn't always need a good idea. They just
mm-mm.
need like an idea that they believe way too strongly in, and that's what can make a good villain. Like his logic doesn't have to be sound for me
No,
to get invested because I'm like, he has the power to inflict stuff on other people.
and
Therefore,
he's yeah. All he's looking for is perfect balancement. So
yeah.
and he explains it beautifully that he just wants, children to grow in a world where they don't have to struggle and strive,
Mhm.
where because the everything's overpopulated. Um,
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I want to do it like, indiscriminate of like, rich and poor, like it would be
yeah,
equal and
there's
stuff like
no,
that.
yeah, you're all done for. Like there's no class here. You
Yeah.
ain't gonna buy your way out of it.
But that's
Um,
very like that is very much like because there was a lot of like hashtag Thanos was right memes and stuff. Like that level of sort of equality is very base level. And like,
but
yes, Thanos's idea is not a good idea because if you do it randomly, you then run the risk of like, orphaning children, whereas other people get to keep the whole families. Like
yeah,
that's not equity, like
no, not at
at the
all.
end of the
And
day.
also, it's one man making one decision for everybody else, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where
Even if
shit
the
is wrong.
decision, yeah, even
Uh-huh.
if the
No
decision
matter.
is it's random, like it's still
It
him
doesn't
who
matter what it
chose.
is. It's still one person making a decision for other people, and it's just
Yeah.
no, not at all. So yeah, he kidnaps Gamora. Nebula is being tortured, basically to get out the secret that
Mm,
Gamora has, that she's basically said to Quill she will die to keep a hold of, and it's where the Soul Stone is,
mm.
because Gamora knows where it is. It's on Vormir.
Yeah, and basically Gamora just has to let it go because she's like, I don't want Nebula to suffer
No,
anymore.
and she shows
Um,
that she blurted out what it is
yeah,
because Gamora, no, Nebula's in so much pain.
and this is where like Thanos gets like weirdly sort of like not like fatherly, but he's kind of like he goes on this like rant about like like your strength of will, like that's me, like everything that makes you good, like I taught you and stuff, but I didn't tell you to lie. Like it's very like a weird, like abusive, like father type of
Yeah,
thing.
bloody,
Um,
bloody hell.
but we do find out soon that he does actually love her. And it's
in
really
his
like
own sick
twisted.
and twisted way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do go to Vormir, where they are met by the Guardian of the Soul Stone.
Yeah, and it's a
Um,
returning character.
but with a different actor. We
It,
have
to
Red
me, it
Skull.
was to me it tricked me though. Yeah, Red Skull.
Oh,
Sorry, I talked over you.
100%. No, it's fine. 100%. So it's Ross McCard who does the voice of and it is the face as well. He's the actor
Yeah,
who's playing Red Skull. Ross McCard, if you don't know, is an actor from The Walking Dead, but he is one of the best voice actors. Like, he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
yeah,
He literally had to listen to tapes of Hugo Weaving in order to basically be Hugo Weaving, so the audiences were none the wiser that that is not Hugo Weaving
yeah.
in that part.
It turns out when you take the nose off someone's face, like they kind of
It
look the
could be
same.
anyone. Yeah. I mean, look at Voldemort. Like, could be him.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. Yes, Ross McCard was such a good sport in this. Didn't try to change anything. Completely played Red Skull as it was done
Mhm.
originally.
And he's like, it's weird because obviously we saw him get zapped away, like the space stone sort of like turned on him effectively, and like, um, he says it sort of like imprisoned him here to be like, there's a bit of an ironic punishment where
But
it's
he
like he
knows
has to,
everything.
yeah, he has to like, but he has to guide everyone to the thing he can never
Yeah.
have, to the treasure he can never have, I think he says.
Yeah. It's like it's his
Um,
torture. It's his personal torture. And he
and
sounds quite at peace at it
as soon as someone shows up, he kind of knows their life history, a bit
instantly.
like a Grim Reaper type thing. It's like,
Yeah, because
yeah,
he says Thanos, son of, and then it's
glowing.
Gamora, daughter of Thanos. Um, yeah. So he also later on teaches somebody else about her parentage that she didn't know about. So that was quite interesting that he instantly knew that.
Yeah, you've got to watch two movies before you're allowed to tell me what you mean
Exactly.
by that.
Exactly. We're
But
not
yeah,
there yet.
so this is like the mystic quest part of it, where it's like, to attain the soul stone, you must lose that which is most valuable to you. Like the riddle kicks in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this whole part is awful to watch,
It's
especially
horrible.
when you know,
Yeah.
because
She.
like at first, when she starts like laughing at him, it's just
Uh-huh.
like, oh, this is so good, because this is like the one thing that you can never get out of, because like you love nothing. Like
And he's
like
crying at the same time. It's just like, are you kidding us? Like, the
like
fake crocodile
tears,
tears.
yeah.
Crocodile
um
tears, my friend, and
and
it's
just
like
that chilling line though, where it's like the tears aren't for him type of
it's the
thing.
way it goes, Liption, they're not for him.
Yeah, and then like her face falls, and then the
Like
audience
shit.
is clued in.
He
Oh,
literally he grabs a hold. There is not a lot of time between him grabbing her and pushing her off that, and
and
her screaming. You can hear her screaming all the way down.
yeah, and that kind of grab by the arm thing, like I hadn't thought about before, but that's a very like, like bad parenting thing of
It's
like,
the way he's holding her. It's like
yeah,
like a naughty child, like being dragged away.
but you see people who do that, like when someone is like, being shitty and needs someone's attention, they'll like
Yeah.
grab people, like that they don't know, like they'll grab people's arm thinking that's a normal like
Uh
human
huh.
interaction. And yeah, I've just thought, yeah, it's all kinds of fucked up.
All kinds of
And this
terrible.
is where we get
Um,
like the "I'm sorry, little one" like line as well.
Actually
Big
gets
creep.
yeeted off the side of the air, this thingy, and ends up on the floor. And he ends up in a flash moment of being in a pool and having the soul stone in his hand.
Yeah, it's nice and abstract. But yeah, like Thanos is, ever since he got the teleport power, he's just a complete menace, isn't he? Like, you can't stop him showing up and just like
Just
ruining your
being there.
entire day.
Yeah, just being there.
Um,
So
so I
we're
think
gonna
like,
leave them. Go on.
yeah, I was gonna say like this is where it does start jumping around quite a bit, because
And I'm quite glad the way that me plot is set out that we're
mhm,
not doing it too often.
yeah,
Because we're gonna leave Gamora in space for now and we're going back to Earth. Where Proxima Midnight and oh okay, so Glaive is the elfish guy.
okay, gotcha.
And well, before we meet them, we're actually with Wanda and Vision who are in Edinburgh.
Scottish hotel.
Hmm.
And it
And they
says, did you see that sign on the chip shop behind them where it's just like, oh, I can't remember what it says now. It's like,
mm,
we'll batter you or something.
do you know what? Do you know part of this film was filmed in Durham?
Yeah, and they just made it, they just like put the signs up and make it look like
Hmm.
Scotland. Yeah.
So this is Durham. This is where we live.
It's so confusing, guys.
We had friend we knew where they were staying. I
Uh-huh.
was actually out this night, but some of my friends actually went to the hotel. It was the Ramside, went and booked a table at the Ramside and waited for them to come in. And there was like,
Wait for it to get tossed through the window.
yeah,
But yeah, this is the first time ever we've seen Paul Bettany's just real ass head, instead of the Vision head.
yeah, which was weird. Because I don't know what I prefer now. I'm like, oh, Bettany, Vision. I mean, Bettany is a beautiful man.
I like Vision in costume. I do not like Vision with like, a jumper on. Like how we saw him like wandering about the house.
Stop being
Like
so human.
it's unsettling.
Yeah. So they're having their moment where they're kind of like realizing what they have as a thing, and they
Yeah,
want it, and they've.
it's a very
Mm,
realistic moment as well when they're like,
well,
we had to go to see if it works, and I think,
I think it
I
works.
think, do you
Um,
think?
but we do find out earlier on with Tony where he says it's a bit hard with Vision because he's kind of turned his signal transporter off.
Yeah,
Um, and,
like
and Bruce is like, "But you've lost another super bot,
yeah,
Tony."
lost 2 stones.
And he's like, "Well, he's not a super bot. He's actually evolving." And then when you get to see him, you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, like he's very human.
Because he
Like
likes to smooch.
makes a good smooch with
That's what
Wanda."
makes us human.
But yeah, they kind of go for a stroll in a very empty Edinburgh Street. I've been to Edinburgh. There's no fucking way like that would be empty.
I was gonna
No.
say, like, before Americans get an idea, like the big cities up in the sort of, in England generally.
Well, Edinburgh might because they do have a different drinking law than we do.
Possibly,
Um,
but they must have been out at like 2 a.m. and he was talking about getting a train. So I'm like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think Edinburgh you can't sell Edinburgh for anyone who is listening outside of the UK is in Scotland, and you can't buy alcohol after 11. Because I remember my mum being there for one of our birthdays and she was fucking furious that she forgot to buy. She'd been out and they were heading back to the hotel and they forgot to buy drink for when they got back to the hotel and she was like, I'm fucking sober. Like, I don't like this.
So
Um,
that law does not apply in Newcastle, everyone who wants to come visit, one of the cool cities.
I don't think we close. I've generally been to Weatherspoons at 10 o'clock in the morning and people look like they've still been there from the night before.
That's the northern difference. But yeah, like we get like this nice moment, but then it's immediately, ruined,
Ruined.
and friggin' suddenly Vision's getting stabbed through the chest by, he's normally unable to, like, for this to happen
But
because he can usually phase out of
yeah, but
existence.
something happened though, didn't it, where he couldn't phase out.
Yeah, yeah,
That
because the
he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it quick enough. It was like so off guard that he couldn't because he was getting stabbed.
I
That
think
was
maybe it was like the
preventing
wet,
him.
and I think like the weapon, I guess, was like stopping it
Mm,
because he gets stabbed
well,
again later, and he's like,
basically, the one is stone from his
yeah, but he gets
head
his ass kicked in this movie constantly.
royally.
I don't
Wanda's
like
off
seeing it
her.
either. It's very
Wanda's off her
uncomfortable.
AM game as well. Like she's she's not with it at all.
Yeah,
Because the pair of them end up on the floor, and oh my god, this is probably one of my favorite moments is when
it's
that
so
train
cool.
goes past and they all know something is behind it.
Yeah, yeah, see a little
And
silhouette.
then his music kicks in,
He
and there he is,
catches the
Captain
spear as well. Like,
Captain Steve Rogers. Um, Rogers's suit is actually his Civil War suit because clearly he's not going to get a new one after what happened at the end of Civil War when he goes on the run,
yeah,
with Sam Wilson and Black Widow.
mhm.
And yeah, it's just the Russo
Blonde widow
brothers.
now.
Yeah, she looks good. The Russos wanted to keep the suit and just have it messed up, and obviously Steve a little bit unkept because he's been on the run, kind
I
of.
noticed you copied my beard. And like when he's like, haircut.
That's all ad-libbed as well. That
Um,
was just them two having a conversation.
but I love how like the stars ripped off as well, because that's very much like,
Yeah,
his
he's
star
obviously
spangled image is gone
he's not the
completely.
star-spangled man with a plan anymore. He has he has no plan, and he has
Yeah.
no shield either because obviously he's had like Tony's got that after his
Yeah.
little battle with him at the end of Civil War.
But I love
Um,
how much ass they kick in this
oh,
like
it's so good.
it's a really short fight scene, but it's like so
Yeah,
cool.
you've got Falcon in there. You've got Black Widow. Like it
Mhm.
absolutely boots off, and Widow is so on her game. You see how quick she is to like kick the shit out of someone.
Yeah, and this kind of starts the rivalry between like the elf girl and Black
Oh yeah,
Widow. Like throughout the
Yeah,
movie, they're always like
Proxima Midnight
staring at each
Hater.
other.
Hater. So it's the fact I don't like the line, I don't want to kill you, but we will.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything. Just do not say anything and be like, get the fuck off me planet. Um
Welcome to Earth.
Motherfucker. Yeah, no, just no, don't. There's certain things you just don't have to say, and that didn't need to be said. But the Clave guy does get hurt by them, and Carrie Coon, Proxima Midnight's like, I do like this line is that if you don't kill us now, you'll never get the chance again.
Mhm. And the zip
Um,
zap away.
Zip zap out the way, and um. Black Widow. Why can't I think of any? Of Natasha. Jesus. Natasha Romanoff has a go at Wanda for turning off because they had an agreement that they would stay in touch,
Mhm.
stay available, and they kind of didn't agree to that. But they were just, again, Wanda's like, we just needed some time.
Yeah,
Like,
and plus like it's
leave him
like
alone.
Wanda who was on the run. Oh no, she was like New Avengers, wasn't she?
Yeah,
At the end of
Wanda
it.
at the end. Oh, hang on. That's at the end of Age of Ultron. Do we see Wanda in Civil War? Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay, she's on the runaway side. So yeah, so this was them like her meeting up with Vision, who was very much
Hmm.
like on the other side. So
Yeah,
I guess they both had to be secretive about it
yeah.
so they wouldn't tip
But
off each other's locations and all that.
Vision is clearly hurt and obviously is fully now aware that they're after the stone and now something needs to be done about getting this stone out of him.
I know a
Um,
place.
Not yet though, because before they do that, they go and what Steve, they go, where are we going, Steve? And he's like, we're going home. And they go back to the Avengers compound where they are met by Rhodey, who is on a video call with the OG Thaddeus Ross.
Yeah,
Um, William Hurt is there, and he makes his presence known. Just fuck boots the door down, just like I'm here.
yeah. He's not very effective because he's kind of like hand waved away, like just like
It's the fact
literally.
that Rhodey, like, I think Rhodey's like fed up with his bullshit. Like, Rhodey,
Yeah,
like, look at everything like the Sokovian Accords cost him.
yeah,
Like, and he's still fucking taking orders from him. Like, no, he's done with him. And the fact that he just goes, oh, goodbye. And he's like, wouldn't you be court martial for that? And he was like, okay. Like,
yeah. Because he's like, we're not
these are the moments
exactly
I love
gonna.
Rhodey. Like, Rhodey
Yeah,
has some really good, strong moments in this movie and in the part two.
this is where he's like fully turned it around because in Civil War he's like a douchebag, a military douchebag. But
Yeah, I can't get away with Rory in that one, but this one I can get behind. But
yeah,
you are right. They really they need to. Is Bruce there?
yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah.
does Yeah, Bruce is there
Because
because
he's
him and
like,
Natasha
hi.
have that awkward moment. Um, but yeah, Bruce is there, and they kind of like come to the realization that this needs to come out of his head, and Wanda is the only person who has the magic enough to destroy it.
Mhm.
Um, but they realize that they could actually do this without compromising Vision as a thing of whatever he is evolved into.
Mhm.
But they need someone with a bigger brain than Bruce, and this is where they go to.
Yeah.
You can do it now. Um,
Hey, do we
this
have to bow? Yeah, he's a king.
We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this literally is, so bearing in mind Black Panther came out before this.
Yeah.
They only had 2 weeks turnaround and they were filming this. And there is a very large portion of Wakanda in this movie. And what you've also got to take into account is he is battling stage 4 cancer at this point.
Oh wow. Yeah, you wouldn't
And
know it like from looking at him.
oh shit, Jake, when I know I'm jumping ahead slightly, but Endgame, you could what the end scene where they're all like kind of grouped off in their own little, you can see it. You
Hmm.
can really see the weight loss in him, and it's like shit, like because you don't know, you're not noticing, not paying attention to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, he is going through the fucking worst part of his treatment while giving you the performance of a life. Like
Mhm.
he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing, and it's fucking travesty that he's no longer with us anymore.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we're in Wakanda,
And
and
this is a very similar like it's like an echo of the New York like intro part because like they get a quick chance to like discuss what they're gonna do and like Shuri does a whole like it why didn't you just do it this way? It's like we didn't think of it.
yeah,
Um but it's not long before the spaceships are touching down again and it's on already. Like they don't
yeah.
really get a chance to
They don't
sit
really
or
get a
anything.
chance to turn around. But what Cap does get a chance to is see his almost 100-year friend come
Yeah.
out and give him a big, big hug.
Yeah, the many weird wigs of Bucky that we'll see
Yeah.
over over these movies, and they
So
only get weirder from here.
I'm gonna jump back to so I'm gonna leave where we are in Wakanda for now, and we're gonna go back to the spaceship and quickly talk about the fact that Moore has Strange captured.
Oh,
Tony
the creepy
is
needle face stuff. That's
Tony
class.
is on board and then realizes that Spider-Man Peter Parker is with him, which he's absolutely pissed about, but he just anoints him as an Avenger. Like it means something, like, but
Yeah,
it clearly meant something to him, so he did it. Yeah, so this is where we get another one of Peter's pop culture references to be able to get rid of more.
yeah.
And
It's like the kid's just seen too many movies.
yeah, but it worked. It
Oh yeah, the whole
absolutely,
airlock thing. Yeah,
absolutely works. Yeah, so they do get out of blah, blah, blah. They do end up killing more. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit confusing because this is where we're going to have where people meet up again. So
yeah,
Nebula manages to escape and gets to and asks the remaining Guardians to meet her on Titan, which is
yes,
Thanos' home world, which has been destroyed. In the meantime, Stark, Strange, and Peter end up
yeah.
on Titan as well.
Yeah, the weird thing is though, they're trying to like fly the ship and they're like, remember, it's made for a really big guy. So like, we have to like use one arm each. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, but Ebony was piloting it. So was he just using like his mind to move them? Like it's like a control deck built for Thanos. Is that what they're trying to
yeah.
say? And no one
And
else can fly it?
this is where the three, well, they collide with each other. So
Yeah, yeah.
you've got Peter looking for Gamora. Where
Yep.
is Gamora? I'll do you
I'll do
one
you
better.
one.
Who is Gamora?
I'll do
I'll
you
do
one
you
better.
one better. Why is Gamora? Completely and utterly improv by Dave Batista. The other two lines were in there. Batista just decided to pipe up
That's
and
his
add the
wrestling
why.
improv skills coming
Why
in.
is Gamora? Yeah, so this is where they all meet each other, and Thanos ends up being there as well because he
I
is
love the
coming
little
for the time stone.
yeah, I love the little chat they have though, where they're just like,
Your plan's
okay,
great, but it sucks, and I'm gonna do a
yeah,
better one.
and they're like, oh, this is like you're working for Thanos. Like, no, no, wait, you don't like Thanos either.
Oh, I hate the way Chris Pratt says Thanos. Thanos.
Some
He
people do
breaks it
say
down.
Thanos.
Thanos.
I think Red Skull says it as well, and I'm just like, well,
Thanos.
it's just the
He
German
breaks it down.
twang coming
It's
out.
the same way as he does Anna when
Okay,
he used to call his ex-wife Anna. Thanos. Like, fuck now, join your words together, mate.
but I
Yeah, I
love it
hate the way
when they're
friends
like,
are Thanos.
what are the Avengers like? Oh, like Earth's mightiest heroes and stuff. And then Mantis is
But
like
like Kevin
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon.
And he's like, yeah, he was a big deal on Earth. And he was like, he never was.
He's like,
Like,
is Footloose still the greatest movie of all time? And they're like, No.
Peter's like, it never was. Yeah. So they have their little moments. Obviously, once again, so Strange and Tony have kind of like come to some form of level playing ground because they're
Mhm.
kind of okay with each other. Now they've got fucking Quill to deal with. Like
Yeah.
it's a whole new level. It's like, oh, okay, we're okay because look at this Pratt, literally look at this Pratt who we have to deal with. Um, and this is where we find out the number of possibilities of a plan actually working.
Yeah,
So
because they're like, does your friend normally do that? And he's
and
like,
Strange is
whoa, what?
looking through every single possibility, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head.
Oh, it's like 14
14,000,
million. It's like
14 million.
40,605,000 or something,
Yeah,
I think.
but there is only out of all of them one works.
Which is
Um,
crazy when you think about it. I'm not going to try and work out the odds.
no, and I'm not going to try and work out the different ways that they could have done it because I just couldn't.
And how
Um,
hard it would be as Strange to know exactly what he's got to do
yeah,
and make sure he doesn't do it differently.
yeah. So Thanos appears and he starts
Yeah.
to justify his plans because obviously he's still after the time stone. So at this point, he's got the soul, he's got
Reality, power.
reality. Oh yeah, so he's got a few. All you after this
Space.
one, after time, you just go spice,
Space.
spice. After time, you then literally you only have the the soul
Mind.
gem,
Yeah.
mind gem, and then he's got all of them. Um, so this is like two off the last one. Yeah,
And this is like where he does that cool reality thing again, where you get to see
Eternal.
Titan before
Oh
everything went to
yeah, and
crap.
he's like, "Isn't it beautiful?" And so yeah, he's kind of justifying these plans to everyone, like why
Yeah.
we're doing this. We need to guarantee the survival of population of the universe. But there's one interaction between him and Tony that, oh god, it made us cry, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. But it was. I mean, I was very. I'm quite emotional. Like Tony's had such an impact on us while we've been going through
Yeah.
these. Like to the point where every little thing that he does, I'm kind of over analyzing it and like really trying to look at it. Like I'm trying to see Tony's perspective in everything because before, like all of this, it didn't matter. I didn't care.
I
You know,
mean, it was
Civil War couldn't give a shit. I was on Cap's side
yeah.
regardless.
I mean, so this whole movie, like this plan is his like risky, like chance where he's like,
Yeah,
if we hit Thanos when he's not expecting it, that's probably the best chance we get.
yeah. We
Turns out that
basically need to
Thanos
get
is kind of expecting everything
everything.
most of the time.
They need to get the gauntlet off his hand, essentially.
Yes.
But it's the way that he turns around and he's like, "Ah, Tony Stark, like I know who you are," and like
Yeah.
he's so shocked at the fact that he knows who Tony is. Like Tony knows who he is because he's kind of like unknowingly been the his nightmare. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't know who he is, and the fact that he knows who he is, and he's like, "Yeah, like I'm clever too. Like
Well,
I
he says
know."
something like he says, "I am also cursed with knowledge." And
Yes,
I
uh-huh.
don't know if that's him saying, I don't know if that's him like looking into him with the Soul Stone, or
Yeah.
if he means like he's cursed with the future sight to see like the downfall of like the universe.
Or the fact that Tony's been something like as a beeline for him at some point, like
Yeah, like a thorn in his side as well.
yeah, but again, it's so unknown to Tony. Like he doesn't know this. Like the Battle of New York, he doesn't know that Loki was manipulated by this,
mm.
massive purple
Like the
thing.
hurt, I think they knew about like that it was something bigger, but hadn't actually like
No, this is
met.
like Tony can't comprehend what is actually going on because he's he's only been like yeah the Chitauri was scary, but it's not Titan level scary. Like he's never faced anyone like you know Thanos before.
Yeah, no.
So it's
So what made you
yeah
cry though, specifically?
Tony's reaction. He did genuinely look scared. Like he
Yeah.
genuinely looked like fear in his eyes. But then that all disappears and disintegrates because Quill is a dick. I hate Quill in in this film. Um, and I hate to say that because and I put my feelings aside on Chris Pratt. Like just put like I can quite easily take Chris Pratt out of the equation
Yeah.
because I fucking hate him. But Quill, I have enjoyed watching because he very much is just taken straight out of the comics. Like it's like exactly how I used to read Quill when I read Guardians of the Galaxy. But the decision that he makes here is just oh, it's so bad. It's almost like I want to reference The Walking Dead again. I fucking hate Daryl Dixon because he got Glenn killed.
Oh, okay. Right.
If Daryl Dixon didn't, if the knock and cause of effect is, if Daryl Dixon didn't do what he did, then Negan would have killed Abraham and walked away. But no, Daryl Dixon had to actually shit up, and that him and somebody else, I can't remember what her name is, Rosita, acted themselves up to where he got pissed off and thought, right, okay, fuckers, I'll fettle he is. And again, this is what Quill does. He can't. The fact that he finds out that Thanos has killed Gamora just
Yeah.
completely overtakes him, and he then fucks the plan up.
But if you want to talk cause and effect, it's Mantis's fault for being like, he's grieving.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Mantis. Like, stop it. Like, you gotta forgive Mantis because she's so new to all this. Like,
I still like it though because I like that Star-Lord is always emotions driven, whereas like
I'm
Tony's
so on
like
Tony's side here. Like, just keep it together for a little bit longer.
yeah, I
It's
know.
just a little bit, then you can go nuts. As soon as that gauntlet's off, it's free for all, mate. You would probably do some damage on him because like he hasn't got the gauntlet anymore. But no, can't see that. Just sees pure rage. I haven't, I haven't experienced a lot of like red rag like rage before, where you just see
No,
redness.
me neither.
I've only ever done it once, and I completely blacked out. So
But like this fight is absolutely awesome because like
it is.
everyone's like,
They
max
they
power
have
level
him.
and everything.
And they have him like
Mhm,
every move is a hit, like a critical hit to him,
mhm.
and they almost have that gauntlet. Like you can see, like Tony literally is like a few seconds away. It comes off his hand,
Yeah, and he
but
grabs it.
then
It's great though.
yeah, it's a how quick
Yeah.
he grabs it back, yeah, and then yeah, what's tits up
But
from there. Thanks, Quill.
and that's when he does this cool Final Fantasy meteor throw thing and
Literally throws a planet on Tony.
and wrecks all of the like the gravity and everything. So then
Yeah,
Spider-Man has to try and like save everyone as the
he
like
like
bodies are
literally is
floating away.
pulling everyone. But he this is where Strange has to step in and be like, here it is.
But like
Because
do you
he
love
knew it was going to happen.
do you like how like Tony it's like it's his suit's getting like knocked away and getting smaller and you can see that he's having to like pull bits up from like his
Yeah.
legs to go into his hands and it's like more of him's
He's,
getting exposed as he's like trying to use
yeah.
it. Um
He's so quick to like get on that. Like, this
well, I
is,
think it's the nanotech, isn't it? That's the
yeah.
fun thing about it. Like
Yeah.
it's
So,
anticipating
yeah.
before. But yeah, I really love the fights in this because they're almost like sort of anime power level. Like it's gone beyond like American
Yeah.
superhero at this stage. It's more
Yeah.
like video game combat.
It's so evolved, and it's such a good fight, and it really, like, honestly, if Quill kept it together, and I know this would obviously affect the story, I'm not fucking stupid, but if Quill had kept it together, they would have had that off, and because every hit was a critical hit, they were getting him every time. He didn't
I
really
love
do
like
much
all the
damage to them until he gets it back, and Mantis is
yeah.
off him.
But like I love like the strange stuff as well because he does that whole like like multiple arms thing and everything,
Yeah,
then
but then
splits into like loads and does all the whips and everything. It's
but
so cool.
oh, when he whips him into
Yeah,
place as well. Oh god, yeah, so good. But then obviously Strange has to do what he has to exchange because literally once he's got that gauntlet back on his hand, he is destroying
yeah.
Tony. Like
I
he's
suppose
using everything in it.
remember with Star Lord, this was the correct course of action
Yeah,
technically. this,
it has to go this way.
yeah.
But still, I'm still pissed at him.
But I love when he's like handing it over, and even Tony hasn't really put it together. He's just like, no, like you can't do this, and he's just like, it has to be this way, and it's
has
like
to
I
be this way.
told you there was. I mean, he probably doesn't believe him when you think about Tony though. Like he hasn't seen proof that this is like this one
I think
outcome. That's
Tony does a lot of like evolving just in
yeah,
this moment alone.
yeah.
Because
But
he's
So
Yeah,
Strange is the only one who knows the real plan, and
outcome.
he's like, "This is like handing over at this moment is the right
Yeah,
thing to do."
yeah.
But I
And
remember
his
fans
spares
being mad
starts
at
like, but
Strange for this, and then other people had to come in the comments and be like, "No, he saw all the possible futures. Like
like
he's
like
doing."
whatever Strange is doing is for a reason.
Yeah, yeah,
So when he spares Tony's life in exchange of the Time Stone, we are then back in Wakanda,
yes.
and this is where
Big battle
to yeah,
time.
pretty much. So the Jake was right earlier. They literally do not have a second to breathe once they've got Jarvis on Jarvis. Once they've got
Yeah,
Vision.
no.
Wow. Once they've got Vision on that table, and they literally give Wanda
True.
the instructions that as
Yeah.
soon as that gem is out, you destroy it.
Yeah, and it's
Um
like it's one of them like, the love to have a scientist working on
yeah,
something while there's like a battle and like, there's not quite enough time to do the thing.
yeah.
Because there's like, there's like millions of like neural connections here. It's
Hmm.
like how long can how much time do you need? Like
Like,
as much as possible.
yeah, as long as you can give us. Banner is given the Hulkbuster armor,
Yeah.
which was so not the best thing to do. Like they could have quite easily put him somewhere safe,
Yeah.
because he fumbles it. Like he's never been in it. This is Tony's Hulkbuster
I
suit.
was gonna
This is
say
not
like
his.
they
And
don't remember like
how have they got it?
if you kill Banner, like
But also, how have they got it?
exactly, yeah, because isn't it supposed to be called down from the satellite? You know, unless it's
Yeah,
been like confiscated after the battle, but I have
yeah.
no idea.
So I'm gonna now leave Wakanda again, and we are going to go back with Thor, Rocket, and Groot.
Oh, I love this because
This is
I
my
do love
favorite
I,
part of this film.
I love me an adventure movie, and this is where it goes into like, well, this is like the side quest to get the cool
Yeah,
magical weapon.
and
So
we're not just
I'm
getting
all
any
about
magical
this.
weapon. We're getting Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker, who actually belongs to Beta Ray Bill. Just
Legend
pointing
has
that
it
out.
it can even open the Bifrost.
True story. But yeah, yeah. So he is off to where did I say?
Oh,
Neverland.
never love air.
Meow
Meow meow.
meow. Where Mew Mew was created by the King Elf and King. God, what an absolute amazing casting! Peter Dinklage is
Yeah,
playing this giant.
crazy
Oh my
dwarf.
God, it is so good. I love the interactions between them two,
Yeah.
and between Thor and him, where he's like, what happens if it burns through me? You'll die. And he's like, I'll die. That's what dying. What was it? I won't be here. And he's
Oh,
like, but that's what
it's like
dying is.
he's like it'll kill you, and he's like that only if I die. And it's like yes,
Yeah,
that's what kill you
that's
means.
what dying is. The interactions between them two are fantastic, but obviously Rocket just being in awe of like, but the Thanos has already been to, because he clearly, once the gauntlet was made, he had a feeling that his talents were now going to be rendered null, because if anyone else uses them, it's something that can hurt him. So
Mm.
he basically destroys, or at least puts a stop to the flow of the iron, the
Yeah, and
melt,
it's like,
the
and he
lava
like,
that is melting the iron, and
and I guess he like made his hands iron.
he chopped them off, and he did that.
Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't sure if it was just like I like dipped them in,
That your hands are no longer needed
which
anymore.
which sucks. But that means all our gang has to help him out, including
He does it.
restarting the Star Forge,
Yeah,
which involves like
that's it.
Thor
The Star
jet.
Forge. That's it.
It involves him jet skiing out of the ship to like
Literally
start up all of the
swinging.
like
Literally
gyroscope stuff.
swings a rocket around in his spaceship in order to be able to get some traction, some movement. But he does eventually get it moving. But the opening of it, the star that is literally burning the lava. Why I can't describe. I'm
It's
doing
like
really
yeah,
bad.
like it just sort of breaks, I guess, because it's been like out of
Yeah,
use. And then Thor's like,
and
"How much time
oh,
do you need?" And he's like, "I don't know, a
so
few seconds."
literally does the hero shot that we have
Yeah,
seen Captain America do, and we've seen Peter Parker do, where it's literally just pulling
Yeah.
pulling it open and being blasted by the full force of this star that
Mhm.
is heating up lava in order to heat up the metal, and that is going to make Stormbreaker. And then you see him literally like bashing it with his iron stumps that he has
Mhm.
in order to get it out, but he can't find the handle. And this is where we get Groot, oh little Groot, who creates his branch
Mhm.
and fixes Storm. Well, it's not. We don't know it's Stormbreaker yet, but he fixes it to and then chops his own arm off to give this beautiful looking axe. And I'm gonna leave it there for a second because he does shout. He's dying and he's like, he needs the axe. I'm gonna leave it there for a second. I'm gonna
And
go
again, though, you see
back.
that hand thing that you were talking about, like little hand twitches, even though
Little
he's
hand,
almost dead.
yeah, little hand movements. So we're gonna go back to Wakanda now, and the are all standing there. The uh M'Baku has joined them. Oh, I love that
Yeah.
moment. I love that. Um, and the chant that the Zimbabwe, that I can't
Mhm.
do it any justice to what Black Panther is doing, is a way of saying call to arms, call to guard.
Okay.
We're ready to go. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, so it basically has all the tribes there ready. The Dormilaje is there. M'Baku's tribes there. Steve Rogers, Hulk
Did you
Buster.
notice as well there was two pronunciations of Dora Milaje in this?
Yeah,
Like
Dormilaje,
she
Dormilage.
she says it in the start of the movie, and then later on Black Panther says Milaje again. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, which one is it, guys? Like, come
make your
on.
mind up. Yeah. So we've got Steve Rogers, Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
Falcon, War Machine, um,
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Um, Wanda is up with Vision. With Shuri, who is sorting Vision out. And basically, no, is it the Chitauri that they've got? The big
N-
preachery things.
No, I think there's something different, but they very much look like friggin' symbiotes. You know, like
The
null
Yeah,
symbiotes.
I wasn't too sure, but hey, who
I think that I think I do remember looking this up. They are technically a different alien thing, but
Oh,
they
okay.
they really look like Venoms running around.
Right. Okay. So
But they're kind of like dog-like, aren't
the
they?
dogs, very dog creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like attack
I'm gonna
dogs.
call them dogs. So the
Yeah.
dogs are literally running at the because Wakanda has a barrier over it, and I love it when they start attacking and nothing's getting through, and Bucky's like, I love this place.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, but then they realize that if they well, Hulk, thank God, Banner points this out actually because he's like, if they go around the back,
Mhm.
it's no time for them in order to get. They will get division so much more quicker. We need to keep them round the front.
Yeah.
So this is where T'Challa makes a decision to open up the front barrier to let them in to basically get the fight underway. And the rundown, that run, when they literally, when he's like,
It's
Wakanda
awesome.
forever, and he's like booming down there with all, and the fact that it's him and Steve Rogers who are keeping up with each other,
Yeah, they
and
take
them
over the
two
pack, yeah.
shoot off. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so the fight is literally underway. Bush, bash, bosh. But then it starts getting a bit ugly because all of our heroes look to be getting their asses handed to them. Bish,
Yeah.
bash, bosh. And then one of the greatest moments in the Marvel Cinematic history happens right now. There's two. This is one of them.
Yeah.
I have this on a video on TikTok this very moment, and it has over 65,000 views on it with
Because
over
people always want to
600 and
watch it.
something comments on it.
Yeah.
And it is Thor landing on Earth with Stormbreaker, with Rocket and Groot by his side.
Yeah, because I think like isn't it like first all you pretty much see is like the flash and then like the spinning axe like going through
Well,
everyone
you
doing like the arc lightning.
when you leave Thor, sorry, in and he's looking, his axe is kind of like going up,
Mhm.
and you have this didden, and then all of a sudden the lightning literally just cuts through everyone, knocking if any of our heroes are in danger, they've literally just had this lightning cut across them. And this is where you hear Bruce shout, "Oh, you're in trouble now!" And you have Thor landing, and it's the fact that he's got Rocket on his shoulder,
Yeah.
who then jumps down, and you've got Groot who's like standing next to him, and they all now this is what gets me. So when Thor runs and shouts, "Bring me Thanos," and he
Does
rises
that
up
big
and
jump,
does
yeah.
that beautiful, like, lightning everywhere and just lands on the floor and flattens everyone. Rocket and Groot are running behind him,
I didn't notice that.
so he would have flattened them.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what
Just,
though,
just saying.
again, like how I was saying the action scenes are super good. They finally nailed the Thor jump because it looked kind of bad in like Ragnarok and stuff when he was doing like the big jump.
It
Um,
looked a bit janky, like a bit.
yeah,
This
they
was
nailed it.
it was perfection, absolute perfection. It is one of my, like I say, there's two great moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this is one of them. You could, it's just, it's what an entrance, and the fact that he's got his fucking axe.
And the
Um,
music plays as well, like the Avengers music.
oh yes,
That lets us breathe a sigh of relief and know that things are going to be
the
sort of
score in
okay.
this is absolutely magical. I did make a note of some of the like stuff on the score. Um the so Alan Silvestri, who
Mhm,
composed Avengers back in 2012, he comes back to do the Avengers music to because he you have that distinct Avengers music.
mhm.
But then he worked with the guy who Ludwig Grossen, I'm so sorry, who did the theme for Black Panther.
Yeah,
He's in there because Black Panther's music. So everyone's theme, if they have one, they brought the composers
to
in
like
order to
reorchestrate and
pretty
stuff.
much
Yeah.
to make sure that it was all done authentically and
Mhm.
everyone had because these characters are established and it's like in Star Wars when Leia comes on the screen, she has Leia
Yeah,
Organa's music playing. When
and like
Vader's on, you know.
how they've never gotten away from Superman's theme, the John Williams one. It needs to be in everything.
I always do a really mean thing to people when we bring up theme songs.
Uh-huh.
So if you can do let's start with Star Wars. Do the Star Wars one. Okay. Now do Superman. Now do Indiana Jones. You are probably one of the only ones who can do it. We can't do it. We can never get to Indiana Jones because we always go back to it sounding like Superman. We can't. We
I've
just.
got it. I've got a
That's
trick.
so good.
I got a cool trick that only would work for my brain. There's a video game called A Boy and His Blob that
Mm.
steals the Indiana Jones theme song.
Mm.
So I did a little quick brain reset and I jumped to A Boy and His Blob and I came back.
Clever boy. You clever thing.
I
Yeah.
do have a degree in music, everyone. It doesn't come in handy a lot of the time, but sometimes it
I
do.
have a BTEC in music.
Oh yeah, B-Tech
Oh,
stuff.
sorry, a BTEC and an A level, and a grade that doesn't need to be mentioned, but it puts me highly qualified.
Yeah,
I
Sammy's the
think I meant,
trombone champ.
damn you. I think I mentioned it on Monsters because we did
Yeah,
it Town the Dreaded Sundown. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a
no.
kill scene with a trombone.
Oh man, right in your wheelhouse.
I was like, shit. Yeah,
Okay,
it makes me very professional. But yes, back with the fight. So the fight is occurring, and it does a so there's a moment in part two that really pissed a lot of people off, me included.
huh.
It's actually done a little bit more tastefully in this one.
Oh, you mean the girl power moment, which I didn't mind,
Girl
but
power moment.
everyone's got a weird thing about Carol
Oh, don't get us
Danvers.
wrong. We'll get there with her.
Yeah,
I've got a great jumper to wear for her, by the way.
yeah. But
But yes,
yeah,
don't get us wrong. That scene it doesn't piss me off in the slightest. Like, but it's just when you see it done so brilliantly on Mandalorian, a woman
yeah.
fighting scene showing you the strength of females working together, and it not being a thing of being like, oh, look at this, look at the
Oh, like
women, look at the women.
don't call attention to it. Yeah,
Yeah, So yeah, it kind of miffed us in that way. But this one I actually don't mind where Denai Guerrera and because I can't think of Denai's character name. So sorry. I know we just did Black Panther not long. Wait,
Oh, Okoye.
Okoye, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Okoye and Black Widow, because Wanda is come out of the hut in
Yeah, because
order
she sees
to,
the giant like drill rollers coming
yeah,
towards the building, like big
yes.
wheels.
So she comes out of the building, and this is when the realize, like Proxima Midnight realizes shit, she's out. Let's go
Yeah.
and get her, basically.
Oh, let's
And
go get Vision. Yeah.
yeah, and this is where Okoye and Black Widow have their little she's not alone.
Yeah, yeah. But like it's one of them things that like the fight for a bit and then Wanda just shows up and is like like straight into the like the death wheel.
Yeah,
Um and then they're
yeah,
like, why did we leave her inside this whole time?
yeah.
Because she also
Um,
like pushes all of like the other wheels over and stuff like that.
so um they actually do end up killing Midnight,
Mhm.
Obsidian, and Clave in this fight.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh
Shuri
yeah,
can't.
because Hulk like puts the glove on the other guy and he shoots him off
Yeah.
into the
So Shuri can't actually complete the extraction before Thanos arrives on the field.
Yeah.
And the Avengers are failing to stop him reaching Vision. So Vision tries to get or convince Wanda that she needs to destroy him. It's as simple as,
Yeah.
regardless of stones that are out there, you just need to kill us, and she
It's it's
does.
it's awesome though when Thanos shows up and it goes all quiet, like all of the sound like drops out
Gone,
basically. Like
completely gone.
like the universe knows something wrong
Yeah,
is about to happen.
yeah. So Thanos, well, Wanda does actually kill him, and he's
Yeah.
dead on the floor.
And we get like
And
a last ditch slow
do you
motion
know
like
if
fight
this,
scene.
yeah, if this didn't, if she didn't, if what happens next didn't happen, is what I'm trying to get out. I don't think Wanda would have been as broken,
Yeah.
but it's the fact that Thanos comes, uses the time stone to
Yeah.
reverse back what she's just done
Yeah.
and bring Vision back to life again to where he can then snatch the stone out of his head and
Yeah.
kill him that way. I think that's
Yeah.
what really sends her over the edge. That's it,
Yeah,
though.
and then she dies afterwards, sort of. It's,
Kind of.
we assume it feels like death when you turn to dust, but I just want to talk about because like there's a scene that I really like in the Infinity War comic that they kind of almost evoke here,
Hmm.
and it's where we get like a slow motion thing of Thanos like beating everyone, you know, like using the stones to just like
Yeah.
kill everyone, and you get that one moment where Steve stops the gauntlet for like a quick second. You know, like he's like got it like this, like right in front of his face, and Thanos does that weird look at him where he's like, "Oh, hang on." Um, to me, that's them doing the moment in the comic where Steve Rogers is like the last one left alive,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
just like walks straight up to him and like punches him in the face even like knowing he's gonna die immediately after, but because Steve is like, I'm still gonna stand up to the bully,
Well,
like no
yeah.
matter what the situation
Yeah,
is.
regardless of what the situation is, he's still going to. I think you're probably right.
I love that
Um,
moment though. It's so cool how he's just like it's not even again, it's like futile, like it doesn't matter. He
no.
punches him out shortly after. But it's just having that one moment on Thanos' face where he's like, "Oh, okay, the Steve guy's the real deal."
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
But yeah, then we
where
get
are
the
we?
we get the gauntlet where he's like, whoa,
All the
magical power,
power! All the power!
unlimited power.
What's that? Oh,
I think Star Wars.
all right. So yeah, and then he does. So,
Well, you know, your boy
oh,
Thor
you've just
comes in
bloody
for a little
ruined the
bit.
moment a second. He ruined me snap moment. Yeah, he does. He Before he gets a chance to snap, Thor comes in and literally tries to. No, I can't remember. My memory might be messed up here. Is he trying to shove the Stormbreaker into his chest?
He like throws
Or
it
does
like because like Thanos does like a big beam thing and he like throws Stormbreaker like through the beam,
right?
uh, and then yeah, it, like lodges it in his chest and he's like,
You should have gone for the head.
Such a dick. There was so
Snap.
many meme lines that came from this movie, wasn't there? Like
Yeah.
the perfectly balanced thing, and like,
Oh, we totally missed the whole I am this is my friend Tree. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
yeah, he's so
That
polite.
is that again, that whole thing is improv, especially the whole it
Really?
might be yeah, yeah. They just allowed because they're really good friends and they got on like their
Yeah.
chemistry and their connection that they had during their times of like Age of Ultron and Avengers. They got on so well. Like press tour wise, them two would be together. So they just buddies seeing each other first time in a long time. Yeah, so Ruffalo and Holland were not allowed the actual script
Only to see who got snapped
to
away.
see what happened. Yeah, to see what happened at the end. They were not given that script because Tom Holland has a tendency for letting his mouth go, and Ruffalo has a tendency for turning his phone on at the wrong time.
Oh, right,
He
okay.
made himself go live while he was walking into the Ragnarok premiere, and the
Oh,
audience got to see the first 5 minutes.
oh man, that's so
Um,
weird.
Yeah, but yes, Thanos does do what he essentially set out to do. He snaps of the existence of the universe,
And I
planet,
just, I love it
whatever.
though, how like how weird it is when it happens because like Thor's just like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And then he just like flops himself back through a portal, like
Yeah,
obviously leaves Stormbreaker behind,
yeah,
and we're just
teleported
left
away,
with like this uncomfortable silence as we
and
like wait.
it's the first person to go is the oldest person who's there,
Hmm.
which is Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, yeah.
So Bucky is half of all life across the universe disintegrates. So it ready? Quickly gonna reel this off. Bucky Barnes, T'Challa, Groot, Wanda, Wilson, Mantis, Drax, Quill, Strange, Parker, Maria Hill, Nick Fury, which we'll get to.
Mhm.
Um and you've got people who stay on Stark, Nebula, Banner, M'Baku, Okoye, Rhodes, Rocket, Rogers, Romanoff, and Thor.
Mhm.
Um, when everyone's going and Groot does the I am Groot, do you know what he says?
What?
Dad.
What to Rocket?
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
Dad.
that was their relationship. I thought,
James James
yeah.
Gunn mentioned that he said his last words were Dad.
Oh, and
Um,
Rocket would have heard that too because
yeah,
once you learn the language, he just talks normally.
yeah. And yes, I've got here in response to the fan Twitter, blah, 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 revealed that Groot's last line at the end of the movie was Dad, which he said to Rocket Raccoon right before turning into dust. Peter Parker, his disintegration, his lines leading up to it, where he's going, I don't feel well, I don't want to go, I don't want to leave, is all improvised by Tom Holland.
Because he didn't want to leave the MCU in real life.
Because he didn't know if he was coming back or not, because he wasn't allowed to know. Yeah,
That moment is like legendary, but I feel like it's like a bit overacted in the moment, like watching it now, like
yeah.
removed from like,
Well,
you know,
Thanos actually fulfills promises that he makes as well. So he
yeah.
actually spares Thor in exchange for Loki giving up the Space Stone. He spares Nebula in exchange for Gamora revealing the location of the Soul Stone, and he
Hmm.
spares Tony in exchange for Doctor Strange giving him the Time Stone. All three promised lives
Yeah.
survived the snap.
Yeah. It's weird as well because once it happens, he sort of the gauntlet explodes as well, which is not what we would have expected. It's not what I expected. Um, and then he gets like flashed to like him and young Gamora in like,
Yeah,
more like Soulstone land,
and he's like,
kind of.
what did it cost you?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Again,
Um,
a very repeated line. Like
yeah.
there's a lot
Um,
of ones in this movie that captured everyone's imaginations.
I mentioned earlier about the movie poster. I was totally wrong. There's 24 characters on the movie poster, and out of the
Oh,
24, 12 live and 12 die.
right. So I had that planned
Yeah.
ahead.
Brolin based his characterizations on Marlon Brando's role in Apocalypse Now.
Really? Okay.
I've never seen Apocalypse Now, so I can only just assume.
I have
Um,
done, but I can't make that link in my head without watching them like side by side.
yeah. Tom Holland said that I'm just going through my notes quickly.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Holland said that he wasn't a big fan of working with Chris Pratt. Um,
All right.
only because he found it really challenging when moments where they were meant to be serious, Chris Pratt had a tendency for falling out of character, and it was really hard for Tom Holland to like keep a straight face at times, and
Yeah.
he felt really unprofessional when he was working alongside like giants of the industry. So he um but hey, but yeah, we have one end credit scene,
Oh well,
and
firstly, we do get Thanos sitting on his little
oh
farm.
yeah, his
What?
little farm.
Because that's a foreshadowed thing where he's like, "What'll you do?" Like he's like, "I'll watch the sunrise on a grateful universe or
Yeah,
whatever, like, something like that."
yeah. And then we are back in New York,
Yeah.
where we are in the car with Maria Hill and Nick Fury.
Mm.
And as they're just talking, because they're saying like, oh, there's something going on in
Did you see
Wakanda.
that spaceship over there? Yeah, I did. Yeah,
From
yeah.
Yorkshire. Hey up, Pat. Um, yeah, so they're having this conversation, and then all of a sudden the car in front of them just like
So
fucking
yeah, spins out. Yeah.
spins. And as they're getting out of the car, a helicopter then goes into a side of a building. And as Maria approaches the car, she's like, it's empty.
This is
And
what we
just as,
thought Y2K was going to look like, by the
yeah, pretty much.
way.
Thought the world was going to fall on its ass. But as she turns around and says it's empty, she then goes Nick, and she starts to fizzle out. Nick Fury shoots a brick and's like, "What the hell?" Goes to grab a pager. Well, we don't actually see what it is at first. He just has it in
Mm.
his hand, and he says, he then starts to do something, and then he kind of fizzles out. And just as he is left, he goes, "Mother,"
Which is perfect just after our Quentin Tarantino episode we
and
just
yeah,
recorded.
and then the pager drops on the floor, and the star of Captain Marvel with her colors appears on it. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost me shit.
Did you turn around to a woman behind you and go like, "That's Captain Marvel"? And then she was like,
Fuck's sake, man. Probably the same person from Guardians too.
"Yeah, yeah, yeah."
But yeah, I lost my mind when I saw this, and I will get into like Captain Marvel when we do the Captain Marvel. You're going to be sick to death of listening to me talk about this character,
I love
but
that movie. Don't worry.
we have one more film before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot to go about with Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, but I can kind of leave that for another time because it's the same for Endgame. It's
Yeah.
kind of like
Well,
the end of it.
and also, if anyone does want to know more information, hit Sammy up on the socials
Yeah,
because she'll
I'm
talk to
fine,
you.
and I will.
Um, but yeah, Infinity War is just so good. Like, it's technically it's a movie where the baddie wins, but
But
because we
that's
get
what Anth loves about it.
well, yeah, because that's
It
the thing
is,
about Thanos is he does generally win.
yeah.
He does what he
Our
says he
heroes
will.
lose. Like
Yeah,
it is Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. If you can't have Infinity. If you're building up a thing where someone can snap their fingers and like
Yeah,
unmake reality, you need to see it. Like,
yeah, yeah.
even if it
That's so
gets
true.
overturned and whatever, what have you. But no, I love this movie.
I love it.
Even I was thinking, like, even though we obviously have seen it before and know what happens, you still feel the stakes.
Yeah,
like the combat doesn't feel pointless.
yeah.
It's like it's still worrying. You're like, oh, any of these people
Shit.
could die at any moment.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always said that Endgame was my favorite out of the two. And on rewatching it today, I was like, oh my God, no, I totally get it. Like I understand. And you're right, it is like the stakes are so high. Like, because we like in Endgame, in the back of your head, you're like, they're gonna get through this.
We're
Like,
gonna win. Like
we're
we
gonna
have to
win.
win. Yeah,
Like there's gonna be some like redemption here. But
yeah.
within this one, it's like, oh my God, like it's dire to the point of shit, how do we get out of this before like we've seen that one?
You know what's a bit weird about Endgame as well? I'll probably like think about it more when we get to it, but it's not actually this Thanos. That's the weird thing. Like
Oh yeah, we've
technically it's it's the same guy, but like this specific one
But
that we've had all the trouble with isn't the
what a
guy that ends up in the last fight.
no! And you know when I came on and I saw your screensaver and I went mad bastard.
Yeah.
Um, he's kind of not. The other one is more of a mad bastard than he is.
Yeah, because I guess yeah, it's an odd one, but we'll I guess we'll have to reconcile that when
Yeah,
we actually get to
we'll
think
get
about it
there.
more.
Sorry if it's been a long one, but I've kept forgetting. Like this is why I was
It's
like, we're gonna have to jump backwards and forwards because
yeah.
I want to miss bits out. And I don't think I actually did
No, no, I think we did pretty well considering
Mm.
it planet hops constantly.
Constantly.
Um, but yeah, that's been Avengers Infinity War.
Infinity War.
One of the high points of the entire MCU timeline.
I got dragged through the comment section for calling it Infinity Wars once.
There is technically two of them.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned it as well, but like Doctor Strange literally does say, "We're in the end game now."
yeah. And you know what? That probably I would love to think that that's why they changed the name because that's so
Uh,
good. Like it's
that's me.
so
That's
good.
me and you now, though.
Yeah,
In
we're
our
in the end
countdown
game.
to Doomsday.
Christ knows
We're
what my attitude is going to be like after Endgame's done. Mind when it
yeah,
comes to Marvel, I don't like. I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping because honestly, I grieved
yeah.
when that period of Marvel was over.
It was an odd time,
Yeah,
but it was probably because we had to wait as well in between.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, me and Sammy right now in the real time not long going to be seeing Fantastic Four. We might see a Doctor Doom, which will be our first peek. Who knows?
I'm warning you
Uh,
now. If I haven't seen it, and you try and come and ruin it for us, I will do worse than what Thanos did.
throw you off
And
Marston Rock.
if anyone has seen me hungry,
Yeah, it'll be
especially Lee,
worse.
who's had my wrath before when I've been hungry, um, yeah, I will hurt someone. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, like I feel very strongly about this. I will hurt someone. And this is what they did for this one. They had campaigns for with Thanos saying like Thanos demands your silence. Well, I
yeah,
demand your silence. Do not ruin this for me or anyone actually for that matter of fact. Do not ruin it for anyone. Let
yeah.
people go and see it. I have been waiting so long for this.
If you mess around, Feige will literally create a Galactus out of all of Disney's money.
If you mess around, you will find out is all I'm saying.
Oh, but yeah, we're in an exciting time on the
Hmm.
countdown to Doomsday, an exciting
Yay.
time in our current timeline with like Fantastic Four almost dropping. We're about to see what the hell that's all about,
See Galactus. I'm gonna see Galactus.
and we're gonna see how the friggin' hell it come to this version. We also didn't really have time to talk about there's been some Marvel news in that the confirming after Secret Wars, it's going to be a sort of universe reboot in a certain way.
Oh, I tell you what, when we're doing Ant-Man next time, we can talk a bit about it because it's Ant-Man, and that
Yeah.
film is terrible.
Ant-Man on the Wasp.
And the Wasp. Yeah, that film is absolutely terrible. So maybe we can put some news in there, and obviously we would have seen Fantastic Four by
I'm
that
gonna
point. So
I'm gonna cut my hair into a weird looking
don't
bob
you
so I can
dare,
so I can be more
don't you
waspy.
dare. Yeah, we're almost caught up with where we are in audio land. I
Oh
think we have
yeah.
2 episodes. I will sort them out at some point because we have moved platforms how we
Oh
do
aye.
things. So whatever you set up will no longer be there anymore.
It's okay, but we've been very
It'll be sorted. No, no,
busy
of
and
course, yeah.
busy in real
Jake's,
life, busy behind the scenes, messing
yeah,
about with things.
yeah. Jake's had a busy time, so don't worry. We will be caught up. So when the probably not Infinity War, but maybe the next one, we will be on track
Yeah,
to having the audio and the episode come out at the same time.
yeah,
And you can find us by searching Countdown to Doomsday from anywhere you get your podcast from. We're available on the Nerdy Up North YouTube channel. Under the Countdown to Doomsday, we have socials. We have Instagram. We have TikTok. I do great posts on stuff.
you do.
And
And you've been doing a little bit of Fantastic Four retrospectives recently, haven't you, as well? So they're fun
I
to
will
look out
get you
for.
all loving the first family of Marvel. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I
Um,
want to. It's just they've had a few hiccups like along the way, haven't they? On the big screen, at least.
do you know it's only been I only watched them not long ago. You know when I watched them, I told you.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've never seen apart from the cartoon, I've never seen an on-screen version of Fantastic Four.
yeah.
I've only ever read them. There
And
you
you
go.
like them though?
I love them. I really enjoyed the films with Chris Evans and that. Loved them. Thought they were
the
brilliant.
Fox, the
So
Fox
comic booky.
films.
It's brilliant.
A lot of the Fox stuff isn't actually too bad. It's the Sony stuff you want to watch out for
The
as
guy
far
who
as quality
Oh yeah,
goes.
the guy who played Reed Richards was absolutely phenomenal. Like honestly, if he was his age then now, he would be. He's such a good Reed. He's so good. That's like how I
Yeah,
imagine Reed.
yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed them, and I'm hoping that actually, do you know what? I don't care how this film goes down as long as they do Galactus right. I could like I really. I think the Fantastic Four are in good hands. I think the characters who are playing them, are, like the people who are playing them, are know what they're doing.
Yeah. I guess like it or not,
It's happening,
I
right?
think Reed
Regardless.
Richards is going to be like the new leader of the.
Oh my god! Imagine if like John Krasinski just came out of nowhere and was like, "I'm taking over, multiverse, bitch."
No way. He's that evil guy version.
I
Whatever
always
it's
wanted him
called.
to play Reed, and I'm glad I just got to see it, even for a brief second.
Yeah, but then they killed him to teach you
Yeah,
all fan casters a lesson.
yeah. I wanted him and Emily Blunt to be Reed Richards and Sue Storm. I
Okay.
wanted it for so long, and then I got half of it, and I'm happy I got that half. But hey, I think Pedro Pascal and can't think of her name, but I think they're going to do fantastic.
They seem like they've got really fun chemistry, so
Something Kirby, Vanessa Kirby. Oh Christ,
gotcha.
yeah, can't wait. So yeah, yay,
Exciting
Fantastic Four.
times.
Yes, it is.
But next time on the countdown to Doomsday, we have to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I cannot remember
Good.
if it's how I feel about it. So that's a confused let's fucking
Just
go.
yeah, let's fucking go.
I
Yeah,
guess.
let's just see.
But yeah, we'll still have fun no matter what,
Yeah,
and we'll be
of
back.
course.
So we'll see you all next time.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye. Bye.